Okay. So, what's your question?
I was asking that what was your religion when you born?
Okay. When I was
Maybe your
born, I was an atheist, but then I became a Muslim because that was the religion of my parents.
oh, now in my life you are the third one who is Muslim. I mean who was Muslim and now is atheist.
Oh, there are many ex-Muslims on the planet. Many.
Yeah, yeah, there are many, but in my life, like I've never met a lot of
Mm,
people.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to find ex-Muslims
Mm,
because it's more strict than the other religions.
mm, it,
Yeah, sure, it depends on which country you live in,
mhm,
but like Christian countries are more flexible or free than the other countries,
mhm,
especially the Muslim ones. So you may find more atheists who have Christian background.
okay.
There's such a correlation. What about you? Are you a believer?
No, no, I also don't believe.
You also don't believe, okay? And what was your
That's why
religion?
I'm Hindu.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's why I never talk to you. 'Cause I think you are more likely to talk to an believer.
Okay, there are really cool believers out there. You should know that, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there are cool ones. So we have lonely debates again after some long time. How are you doing? Okay, he doesn't want to talk. That's okay. Oh, maybe a connection problem. Hey, Lax.
Hi Phil, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Good to know. Yeah, I'm just so curious. You're making all the time this room about the existence of God,
So this is
Uh,
the first time?
and then I'm just curious. Now I've seen this room many, many times.
Yeah, but
Just
is it the
what is
first time you join?
what is it in it for you? Why do you care about the existence of God,
I like it.
or just need to to do something
Just like it. I just like it.
like uh, just to talk about something that is uncertain like this?
It's like something that you like. Imagine something that you like and think that it's like this.
Nah, yeah, I got it. I got it. I'm just
Yeah.
was wondering why do you like this?
Oh,
Because
that's a deeper
it's
question.
very easy. The answer to this question is
Mm-hmm.
very easy. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think?
That's
Like, uh, does it really make sense to explain why you like something? You just like something, right? Is
no.
there
If
any,
you don't want, why not?
look, I don't want because it's a little bit unnecessary because we do like things, right? We do like we like, for example, chocolate or ice cream.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Uh,
But the
we like
existence of God, that's it's very obvious. There's nothing to discuss. We don't know.
there is nothing to discuss.
Absolutely
Really,
nothing.
like okay, so that means I'm in a dream or what? Because I'm discussing it for many years.
No, we can discuss the difference between religions. We can discuss people's beliefs, but to discuss the existence of God,
Okay.
there is the clear answer for that. There's no double meaning or something. We don't know. Nobody
Yeah,
knows.
I think you're right about one thing. Yeah, we discussed the beliefs of people. Yeah, that's true. Um, uh, Vahid, either you should use noise cancellation or you should stay silent. Okay. Vahid, if you hear me, you should either stay silent or use a noise cancellation feature. That's my last warning. I'll mute you. If you unmute yourself without
Yeah, that's
changing anything, you'll be kicked out, okay? Okay, you don't care what I'm saying? No problem. That's okay. That's okay, no problem. There is a very easy way to get rid of you. Vahid. Vahid Zaid. We have Levi and Sabrina. Okay, you guys are believers or what?
No.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, Sabrina said no. What about
Why not?
Levi?
Why not? Why not, Sabrina?
Because I don't find any reason to believe in it.
Any reason to believe in it? That's a different answer.
Yeah, but it is what it is. It's what I feel.
Okay.
You know, in this kind of field, you don't need any reason. You know, you just have to
Because
be
what you are telling me that is
a
no
believer.
reason.
You know, to believe in something that
Who
you're
said
not
the rule? Who said
certain
the rule?
about.
Who said the rule to believe about? Tell me. You,
Okay, first
God,
of all,
First of all,
who?
you guys
you
should
guys should
wait a second.
wait a
Echoing.
Sabrina,
second.
Somebody's
Somebody's
echoing.
Sabrina, you have an echo. Okay, but the other thing is you shouldn't overtalk. Okay, you should speak one by one. And Sabrina, go to the settings. Use echo cancellation. Maybe it might help. And Tupelo, welcome. Okay, I believe you can fix
Tell
it.
me about I've heard that you're an ex-Muslim. How do you get? How did you get rid of this? If it's not a secret, of
Okay.
course, you wanna
Sure,
talk
it's
about
not. It's not a secret. So I became an atheist, and the process was I was searching more and more about God's existence and evidence for God or evidence for my religion. But I realized that the arguments that I had or the evidence that I had became very poor to me. I realized I don't have good arguments. I realized I don't have good evidence, and that realization made me an atheist.
it. No, I mean like practically, because if you live in the some certain environment, you know, you're. It's not, you know, that this Islam, the Muslim religion. It's not just a religion that you're free to choose or to live, because it's like. Um, it's like you know, a part of tradition, the part of life.
Like my tradition
That's
is.
hard to to
Don't worry
get rid
about
of
it.
this. I mean,
I don't
like
have.
not
I don't
not
have.
mentally,
I,
physically.
I don't have
That's
any
the.
problem with that. Don't worry.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, I mean like the experience. Like,
No, I don't have any bad
do you live
experience.
in the Muslim country still or
No,
somewhere else? No. Ah, yes.
I don't have any problem with that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Sure,
Because
that's
I've
cool.
met a lot of people, you know, like um, who is secretly like
This could be logical.
non-believers, but they have to behave like they are Muslims, you
They
know,
should, if they don't
because
want to get harmed, they should. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
because
my
it's not, it
advice.
affects all your life, you know, even like
Yeah.
some practical stuff,
They should care about their lives. I mean, maybe they shouldn't.
relationship
I'm
with
not
your
sure.
parents, friends, you know,
I
to
believe
get
yes.
the job
Some latency
promotion,
also.
just you know.
Yeah, but if they care about themselves, they should hide it. If they're living in such a country or such a place that where they think that they can be physically harmed or mentally harmed, they should hide it till they get rid of the country. They should hide it for their own sake.
Yeah, agree, 100%.
Okay. Julie, I have seen James's live right now. Um, he's talking alone. You know that's boring to me. Um, yeah, no, yeah, no, no, it's not free for talk. Just live. Okay, Lex. I'll
Yeah.
recreate the room to get some believers.
Some believers, you want to
Yeah,
argue with believers?
yeah,
I don't
that's the
know. That's like,
purpose.
uh, yeah, I know the secret actually. I'm not sure is it okay. Is it like according to these kind of strict rules of free for talk? Before there was a guy, Electra. He is dead right now. He passed away, but he was a big fan, big kind of. Um, he liked to discuss this kind of stuff, religion or all of that. And he created the room. I'm an ex-Muslim, and Muslims, they all the time they come to this room because it's like for them that's like like a trigger, to get
Wait
in,
a
to
second.
discuss. And if you will name the room, I'm an ex-Muslim, they
Okay.
will come immediately. I'm not sure is it okay for
Thank
um,
you for the advice.
you're welcome.
Ex-Muslim. That will be my title right now. I'm an ex-Muslim. Okay, good. Thank you so much. You know what happened to Electro, right?
Yeah, like
Okay. Okay.
experienced these kind of type of conversations many times
Oh, I
before.
think you don't know he died, right?
Who? Electra?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know, of course.
Oh,
He
okay.
was a
You know.
friend of mine, of course. I know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He
Okay.
passed away. I passed away.
Okay. Okay, I'll jump into the new room. Thanks for the advice. If you come, welcome. If you don't, thanks for joining. Okay, I'll jump into the new room. I'm an ex-Muslim. Let's live the memory of Electro.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, maybe it's gonna work. Let's see. Next Muslim. Welcome, Joey. Let's see. Just the advice of Lex. Let's see if it's working or not.
It's already crowded.
Oh, you think it's because of the title? Okay. Hi, Vogue. Welcome. There's an echo. Oh, okay. There's no. Hey guys, welcome to the room. This is live on YouTube. You should know that. And hi, Adelson. And we have a specific topic, which is God's existence, and we have specific questions. You don't have to answer the questions, but it's better if you answer because that's a very quick start that can save a lot of time for me. So let's see who is interested in the topic. I see many people. Shady, Shakil, Ali, Abdal, Nabe, Anna, Adelson, and the other guys are the same guys. We have Ariba. We have another Ali. We have many people in the room. From Brazil, and here, the most of the population are Catholic. Then we follow Jesus Christ. Okay. Why do you believe a God exists? As my last question for you, Adelson. Oh, that's oh my god, that legs. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. See,
then
it works.
that was your magic, I think. That was your magic. Thank you, man. Sure, sure. We need speakers, not listeners.
They will. They will.
Okay,
Wait
let's
for it.
see. Let's see.
They will ask you.
We'll see.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. They will tell you, Allah will burn you.
Okay. Who's speaking? Ali. Hey, Ali.
What's up?
Nothing much here. How about there?
Hey.
Okay, guys. Let me do some advertisement for myself today.
Ali, are you a Muslim? If I may ask, are you a Muslim? Ali, are you there?
Ali is absent right now, I think. I don't have a mic. Then
So,
just can listen. You guys, it's okay, man. It's okay. We have lost Ali, unfortunately, Alex. So here's my YouTube channel, guys, if you're interested in. And we have nearly the same topic, but mostly philosophical topics and mostly about God. So you can check if you're interested in. We have many different kind of people from different countries who like to talk about these topics. Yep, man, welcome. Okay, Ali, I think your connection is not good. And there's some noise coming from your side, okay?
Yes, from my side.
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe it's
Background noise.
the fan.
Okay.
Okay, the fan is louder than you. And that's not good. Okay, let me share the link on YouTube also. I shared my YouTube link here, and this is the link
You
for
know, because
joining.
of your YouTube channel, because you're live on YouTube, they're just a little bit maybe shy to
Yo,
talk.
guys,
Oh,
can you hear me?
yes.
Okay, so
hello again.
We can.
hi, hi, hi.
Hmm?
I just want to ask a question. Can I?
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
why we're
Okay.
here.
Yeah, exactly. So the address of the room is that you have been ex-Muslim, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
So I wanna get your review. What do you think about that religion? Why did you stop being a Muslim?
Good. We answered this question before you joined. I'm gonna answer it again. I
Thank you.
realized that I don't have good arguments for my religion. That's why I just became an atheist automatically.
Okay, can you explain that more? What do you
Okay.
mean?
I was studying my religion more and more, deeper and deeper. But then I realized that the arguments for Islam or for God's existence, like they became useless. They didn't make sense. You know, after some time, after I studied, so that just made me an atheist.
Okay, I totally understand that. But were you born as a Muslim?
No, all humans are born as an atheist.
Yeah.
You-
Okay. So since when you started being a Muslim?
According to Islam, all of us, we were born as Muslims. Then we
Oh, they
forget
think
about
that.
that.
But I have never seen any baby praying to a god, so technically
Yeah.
they're
Exactly.
they're all atheists.
Yeah. So when did you start being a Muslim?
Like when I was a kid,
Okay. So how long have you been Muslim? Can you tell me?
for a long time.
Like 10, 15 years, maybe, for
Doesn't
example.
matter, but long time.
Yeah. Let's say more than 10 years, right?
You can say that, yeah.
Okay. So you know a lot about Islam, right?
What?
So you were praying and these things when you were a Muslim, right?
Yeah, I was a believer, yeah.
Okay. So you're praying, right?
Sure, I was praying, yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what we were saying before we end our pray? Can
Oh,
you tell me what we're?
do you think I'm lying about
No,
my
tell me.
history?
I'm just making sure because a lot of people are lying. So tell me.
I'm sorry. Like I don't want to talk to people who thinks that I'm lying. Okay?
Okay. Now you made your argument, bro. See,
Yeah.
you're lying. See ya.
No, I'm not. But I'm not here to prove it to you.
I
Okay?
mean,
Yeah. Well,
Or
what
he
the
asking
hell?
about
Well,
the some certain prayer, Muslim prayer, something
I
like that.
don't know. I can ask him questions that he doesn't know the answer. Then I can prove that he's not a Muslim. But that doesn't make any sense. I know that, he cannot answer many questions about Islam. And I can easily claim that he's not a Muslim, he's faking it. But yeah, he just wanted to,
yeah,
show off his arrogance. That's
but
okay.
really, like I spoke with you before.
Oh, Ali, okay. And
Like you need to
I
fix
mean, I
your mic or
spoke
connection.
with you before.
that's the connection,
I
Alex.
don't think you're very Muslim ever, and
Okay,
I'm
Ali,
not saying
I
there
can
is
claim
anything wrong
that
about it. But
I
for
can
sake of argument,
I
if
can
you're
claim that you're a Satanist, not a
oh, okay,
Muslim also. So what? Welcome, Space Pirate. I can claim that you're a Satanist, not a Muslim. You're faking Islam. You're faking being a Muslim. So who's right? You're just lying to people if I claim that. So what? I can also claim that, Ali. But do you think it's a good start to have a kind of conversation? To say that you're a liar at the beginning? I don't think it's a good start.
I mean, the reason that I said I think you're not telling the truth is that we spoke before. I have seen
Okay.
you, and you never said that you were an ex-Muslim. I'm not.
That means I also spoke to you.
I'm not religious.
I can also claim that you're not a
I'm not
Muslim
a
or
Muslim myself.
okay, I can claim that you're a Christian who is faking, being an atheist. So I can claim anything about you, Ali. But that doesn't mean that's true. I don't know you, to be honest, okay? So what about just accepting the things
Yeah,
that we say about ourselves at the beginning when we meet? Because if I meet someone and if I
you
say,
know.
"Hey, you're a liar," for no reason, for no good reason, that's not cool, okay? Okay,
Yeah,
you should fix your internet, Ali. I'm gonna mute you
Yeah, that's
because
for
we are
sure.
not having a good
It's
conversation
a
because of your
nightmare,
internet.
to
I
communicate.
don't know. I don't know
Okay.
what you're getting
Ali, pray to Allah, ask him to help
at,
you,
but
to fix your connection. What the heck?
Maybe he's not even
Amen.
Muslim. Okay, we don't know that. But anyway, he should fix his internet. Anyway, annoying when they do that. I don't know what they do to Bola. But anyway, we still have many people in the room. Any believers in the room, especially? Hey, Paul.
Hey Phil,
Hey, Harry. Welcome.
thanks. Phil, I just want to correct you something you said earlier.
Hey, Harry. Your audio is so
What
muffled.
the hell is going on, really? It's muffling.
Ah, shit. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, you can type your
Are you
question if
Russian?
that's just one question.
You said earlier the babies are atheists. They're not.
I said earlier what exactly?
Babies are atheists. What you said earlier.
Uh, I'm an atheist right now.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
they're not
you
they're
said you said
not
you said babies are atheists.
Oh yeah,
they're
that's what
just
I
human
said.
beings.
Babies, yeah. Someone is speaking. I don't know who's
They're
speaking.
not Phil, they're not atheists, they're just babies, they're not conscious for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like they don't believe a God exists, right? Do you
It,
think?
it requires they don't
No,
believe it,
they
they
don't
don't know.
believe.
They don't know, they are pure.
Yeah, they are agnostic
That,
also. They are agnostic atheists. Yeah,
Mm. They're just human beings, like,
no, you cannot put them in a box. They're
I
neither
can.
agnostic nor atheist.
I can easily do that. The
mm,
babies, they don't know whether God
Yeah.
exists or not, and they don't believe a God exists. They're technically agnostic
You think
atheists.
do you think babies are born
They can.
believers?
They can do what,
Babies
Harry? Like, whoa, can you please let him to speak?
I'm sorry, Phil.
That's
That's
kind of
I'm
okay.
stuff.
sorry.
So what's your answer,
Kurt, you
Harry?
were asking something about babies.
Harry?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
It still is muffled, but if you speak and if no one interrupts, maybe we can understand.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, babies do not have any ability to think, to believe, or to disbelieve.
Oh, good.
So you cannot say babies are atheists or
But
gnostic or believers or anything.
so do you think they believe?
No,
No, they're
I'm
not
saying they
they
do
are not
not
You
engaging in
say,
believe.
this
yeah,
kind
they
of
do not
No, they
believe. Good.
disbelieve.
activities.
Okay,
No,
good,
they
good, good, good.
disbelieve.
Harry. If you can say they do not believe, that means they're atheists, okay? Do you understand
No,
that part?
Atheists
it's
disbelieve in
No,
something.
it's not only disbelief. It's when you don't believe a God exists, you're also an atheist, okay?
no. Atheists,
So
they're
like
believers
it
too,
actually
but they
means
believe that God
Harry.
doesn't exist. Fail.
Okay.
See, it's like the definition of atheism, if I'm not mistaken, the common one. They're believers too, but they believe that God doesn't exist. See, atheism.
That's not true. That is
That's
not
not true.
true. No, that is not true for 90% of us. No way. And we are all done being told what we believe and what we think. We are not convinced that there is a God, and that's all there is to it. Just like a baby when it's born, dude.
I've heard that atheists, it's like
Some
believers. They
atheists,
believe that
some
God exists, but atheists, they
no,
believe that God doesn't exist.
okay. Well,
In
you know
some
what? You
case,
heard
they're
wrong.
believers. Wrong.
You heard wrong, and we're here to correct you. You heard
No,
wrong.
Okay.
no, it's
Okay.
not
Tell
wrong.
me. Tell me
It's not
how do you
wrong,
think it is?
first of all, Alex, but it's partially right, not totally right, okay? So yeah, atheist people believe that there is no God, but this is hard atheism and there's soft atheism. Soft atheist people are they don't believe a God exists, or they're not convinced that a God exists, or they don't have a belief that a God exists. So that's kind of a soft version of atheism, and it's called soft atheism. Okay.
And that's also 90% of us.
Yeah, I see many soft atheists rather than the hard ones.
Yes, there's 90. It's a fact. 90% of us are soft atheists. I've never heard that expression before. I like it. We
Yeah, I've
we
never heard this. Yeah,
we simply are not convinced. We are
yeah. I
simply
heard
not
like
convinced that there is a God.
they call this type of people agnostics. Agnostic people. They don't know.
Yeah,
They're not
Alex.
sure. They're not sure. Like
Yeah,
believers or non-believers.
Alex, you're partially right again. Many soft atheist people are agnostic atheists. They're at the same time they're agnostic. Yeah, you're right. But they're still atheist. Okay, we have connection issue. We have microphone issues. Yeah, Harry, I'm sorry, man. Today it's not the day I believe. Your audio is very muffled. Um, that might be the case, Julie. Let me give you some powers, and you're sure about that. So, guys, we are live on YouTube. And Seraphim, you're the one we had some chats under some videos in my channel, I think. And Nanology, welcome for visiting channel. So, any believers in the room? Okay. Alexander, your mic is on. You wanna speak? Yeah, Space
Hey,
Pirate,
I
welcome
just
back
have
again.
yeah, I just have one thing to ask you since the topic of the room is that you were an ex-Muslim. So I was just curious, like when you left Islam, did anyone accuse you of apostasy?
No.
Oh, that's great. That's the only thing I had to ask you.
Yeah, I'm living in a very secular environment, so that's why it was not a big problem. But at the same time, I'm not going outside and I'm shouting, "Hey, I don't believe God anymore." I don't do that.
Mhm. That's wise, yeah.
Yeah. So for some specific reasons, especially the one that you mentioned, we should be careful, Barnabas. And you're the guy who had problem with James yesterday or the day
Look,
before?
I had no problem with him. Somehow
I mean,
someone else reported and it was,
okay,
you know,
so-called problem. I'm sorry for saying it.
yeah,
Okay. I hope he can know that, he can understand that. If that's the
yeah.
case, I'm not sure, man. I don't know. I want to be very objective about that.
I would not say much of the details because it's going live on YouTube. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, but people should know that he's a very cool
That's why
guy.
people they were
Yeah,
not talking.
the first time I had the conversation with him, I found him to be very respectful and calm. Why
He's
would I
always,
report him? Yeah, why would I report him? I did not. I did not, of course. It was
yeah.
uh, a person whom I know. That person later told me that, do you know this guy? He usually is in philosopher's room, but I don't know why this guy had this a weird username, and that's why the guy reported. Yeah.
But he said he didn't have such a username.
Oh, we can verify that. You can just
Really?
go to the Free for Talk prison, and there you will find the list of the people who
Ah,
were blocked in the past few days, and you will find his profile picture and all the details. Yeah, and the
okay.
username also that he has.
Yeah, we can see the previous usernames. You're right. Okay,
Yeah,
we will investigate that, and I will ask him first if he changed his username.
I can you know po- take the screenshot of that and paste
Okay,
it, but
okay.
that's an F word username. So if I paste the screenshot of that, I
Mhm.
hope no one reports it.
Okay, then don't do it. I will do it on my way. Okay, so
Okay.
don't take a risk. So okay, yeah. So again, I want to inform about this room. This is live on YouTube. That's the most important part. And our topic is God's existence, and we have specific questions that you don't have to answer, but it's really good if you start answering because that's saving a lot of time to know each other. So, yeah, we are still trying to engage. Let's check who is here. Miss Diana, Nazrul Islam, Harry's back again. We have Adam Abdul Malik. We have Mira Abdurrahman. Wow, okay, many new people. So I believe there are many believers here right now, but I'm not sure they want to talk or not. Seemingly they don't want. Mira is not a believer. Okay. One more atheist in the room.
Obviously, I'm a believer.
To me, it's not obvious. But like if there was a bet, I would say yeah, we're definitely believer and Muslim.
I'm a Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to ask them. Then I saw your last name. I got it.
Yeah, but he didn't choose that, right? So
Mm.
why you believe
What?
in Allah? This is the only question.
Oh, obviously, if I look at me, just only look at me, uh, I found out that obviously there has a one God, and this is only Allah.
Okay, but why do you
And
believe
so,
that there's a God?
how do you know that it's Allah exactly? It's not a Jesus Christ or Yahweh or
Or maybe
whatever
there's no
Buddha,
God.
someone else.
Just to listen, just to listen. Uh, right now we are using the site
It's written
free
in
for
Quran,
talk. Okay.
but
We are
that's the
using
word
right.
of Allah. Allah will never
We are
say
everyone.
something
We are
against himself.
everyone.
You know, how
We
can you
are
believe in
everyone
this?
right now just using free for talk the site, and you cannot say that it is just made by this made by nothing like that.
You cannot say God,
Obviously, the
Allah made by nothing. Also,
what
like you cannot also say Allah made by nothing.
you cannot questions a creator. You can questions about a creator
I can.
because
Why not?
if 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 creator has a creator, then there is no creator. There is nothing.
If creator has a creator, there is nothing. Come on,
However,
we are also creators, but you believe we
however,
are creators, so there's no problem.
I'm not,
Phil, we're not creators, actually. No, we're
brother.
assemblers. We can create something
I'm
from
not,
nothing.
I'm not like that
We
good
can
in
put things
English.
together to create something
Alex,
only. That's the
I'm
difference.
not look like good in English, so I can tell you that. Yeah. I'm a Bengali person. If I has like that English proficiency, I will show you that references and this scientifically true.
maybe you can join when you improve your English.
Okay, brother.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that.
It's okay, man.
But brother, I want to listen that which things made you a disbeliever.
Yeah, I realized
Can you
that
say that?
Islam don't have good arguments for, you know, for the claims inside and doesn't have good arguments for God's existence. That made me an atheist.
Islam doesn't have.
Very good arguments it doesn't have.
Arguments.
Yeah, and evidence.
Oh, there has a lot of arguments. There has a lot of proofs.
Yeah, a lot of arguments, but they're not good.
Uh, I have no proficiency in English, so that's why I can't made it properly. Make it
No
properly.
worries. The ones who have good English, they made the arguments still they don't make sense, okay?
Oh,
Yeah. So it's not about
mm,
English.
okay. If it's just about God existence, huh?
Hmm.
If it's just God existence in planet, there is nothing without creator. If you
That's your
say your
belief.
mobile, your
Islam,
just
that's your
just
belief.
just just let me continue.
Yeah, but you
Uh,
should know that what you said is just your belief.
God existence. At first, I am saying that one God existence, about one God existence.
Mhm.
There's nothing. I'm saying that there's nothing without Creator.
Okay, that's your belief, but what's the
Everything.
evidence?
Yeah, that's something
Uh,
on your belief. That's
Obviously,
the
this is the
Muslim
first.
belief, common Muslim belief.
Okay.
That's that
Uh,
they were they were CC. They saw in Quran. You know, they read it
yeah, Nazrul, that's
from
what you
Quran.
read, that's what you believe. What's the evidence of this claim? Everything has a
Obviously,
creator is even
obviously,
contradictory.
no. I'm saying so subject to subject. There's at first you have to believe that there has everything of creator, the
Oh, I
creator
don't
of
have to believe in that.
everything,
I don't
uh,
have to believe in that if you
and
don't have evidence for that. I'm sorry.
no, I'm not saying that you have to believe right now.
You said you
I'm
have to
Why
saying
do
that
I
believe.
have to believe? Why
this
do I
is
have
this
to
is my
believe?
first
Because
argument. This is my first
for
argument that
what?
This
everything
isn't
has
an
a creator.
argument. You're saying
Then
this isn't an
then
argument.
our
Okay,
Okay.
Nazril, I will stop talking to you. I'm sorry. You don't make sense. You just tell me your belief. You're telling me your beliefs, okay? And you don't
Preaching
present.
actually. No, not
Yeah,
discussing, just preaching.
yeah. You believe that a God exists. You believe that everything has a creator. Then you contradict yourself because you say, "Oh, wait. I forgot. Allah doesn't have a creator." You're doing that, okay? That's not cool. You're saying everything has a creator. Wait, I forgot. Allah,
everything has a
Allah
creator,
doesn't
and
have a creator.
for everything has a maintenance, a maintenance person behind a maintenance person, like my PC, my everything has a
Okay,
We
maintenance.
do know.
okay,
We
okay.
do
Then,
know
then,
who
then,
And
who
created
so that's
Allah.
created?
why let me finish.
That's
Then
true.
so that's why our all universe, our all
Okay,
planet
I
has
agree. I agree. I
has
agree.
a huge
I
has a
agree.
huge
Please stop,
maintenance
Nazrul.
matter.
Nazrul, please stop because
My
I agree
brother,
with you. Nazrul, I agree
my
with
brother.
you. Please stop. I agree with you. Okay. Then,
Alhamdulillah.
if everything has a creator, then who is the creator of Allah? Tell me.
Now, let me finish, brother. I'm
Prophet
saying that.
Muhammad is the
So
creator of Allah.
then our all universe has a creator, and this is
Okay,
only
please be
Allah.
respectful.
I
And
said I
who
agree.
is creator of here and hereafter, and he never that is you cannot question that
You cannot question the universe
as
also.
a
Okay.
question. Let,
Okay.
let me say,
Sorry.
let me
I'm
say, let
sorry.
me
I'm
say,
sorry. I'm
brother,
sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let you finish, Nazrul. You cannot question universe, and you started questioning the universe. Okay, you cannot question the universe. Universe doesn't have a creator. Stop questioning it. Okay, you cannot question it. You cannot. Okay, that's the rule. Is it good?
That's the trick. That's the trick. You know,
Sure,
like
that's the trick, Alex.
you don't have to ask. You just
Yeah,
have to believe.
they say you cannot
That's the trick.
question that. You cannot ask those questions about God. Yeah.
It's amazing. There's no evidence being presented. It's just proclamation after proclamation with
Yeah,
a
yeah.
demand that you must believe and not question.
Preaching,
It's
typical
ridiculous.
Muslim preaching. Correct.
Yep.
They do this all the
It's
time.
evidence. What data points do we have to say that there's a God? What data points, other than your opinion and when you've been taught and what someone wrote in a book, do you have for believing in a God? That's really what the question is. And every day we hear preaching and opinions and all this, and it's like no one knows what the word evidence even means sometimes when they
Yeah.
call in.
And the sad part, woke. I accept for the sake of argument what they claim. They say everything has a creator. By the way, I don't agree, okay? But I
Right.
accept for the sake of argument. They say, look, the computers, cars, buildings, they have creators. Then the universe as a creator is already illogical. Okay, I don't have to
Yes, it
accept
is.
that, but I accept that for the sake of argument. Okay, to show that
Right. Right.
there is a problem there, because when you say everything has a creator, then it will cause a problem. They don't understand it. They don't see that, because if you say everything has a creator, then the creator of this universe has a creator too. But they say, "Oh no, I forgot." No,
Right.
not everything.
It
I'm
just
sorry,
yeah,
they say that.
yeah. How convenient, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So here's my suggestion all to all believers. If you're gonna make a exception, if you're gonna say everything but my God, I can do the same thing. Everything has a creator but
Right.
the universe.
Yep. Yeah.
So
That's how it goes.
yes, was watching from there. Okay,
Jim, I
good.
have a
James.
question really for you. If God doesn't exist, how do they make such a lot of money? I mean, like priests, all these kind of religious leaders. How do they make such a lot of money if God doesn't exist?
Because I'm sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
It's simple, man. Like you don't have to prove something to make other people to believe in it. People can believe in things that they don't exist. So we have that ability.
People buy the lies and they shovel their money into the clergy.
Yeah, they do that.
That's my
James,
opinion.
welcome. Another James. We have a lot of James in the circle.
James,
He's not the James. He's another James.
he's not our James.
Yeah,
Right.
he's not. He's
Phil,
live right now.
do you know this American guy, Joe Black Cloud?
Black Cloud, yeah, like he's joining
Yeah, Black
here in my
Cloud.
room. I know
He
him.
thinks that the religion is the biggest scam in the world. Like
I'm not
it's really.
surprised to hear that. Yeah, I know. He's very knowledgeable about, especially Islam and Christianity. He has good knowledge about those religions. I appreciate that. And he joined here many times. So, do we have other believers who is not only preaching? I'm sorry, like if you're gonna just preach like Nazrul Islam, that's not cool. You should know that. And let me share the link on YouTube also to catch other believers, maybe. I hope. Can't speak first, accept our conclusion and implications, then you will be convinced by our arguments. Yeah, that's what they say.
I'm actually happy that you just do this live daily, so you're trying to find the truth. But
Oh,
the people maybe just can't convince because they didn't do the research they must do before talking. So,
uh,
and I also did. I just talked before researching, and I will research till I just get like uh, good in this topic
Abdurrahman,
or like.
let's be honest here. I think people should do more than the research, even because there are many people that I talk to, even the ones who have very deep knowledge about these topics. They're not also convincing for me. They need more than that. They need to talk to a god to convince me.
Yeah, I know. I also just talked like I was just saying things that I was believing in. So you're right in this thing. I will just search more and look for it more. Maybe one day I can just convince others, or just we can talk.
Oh, if you're talking about others, yeah, I don't know them. Maybe they can be convinced by some evidence, but my evidence should be very
Yeah,
very very big
Abdurrahman.
one.
With this kind of last name, you don't have a choice. You have to convince people all the time.
Bro,
Why do
actually,
you have to?
I think you're being a little mean or just mocking Islam
No,
because
I'm being sarcastic a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, you said
Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
curious, guys. Tell me. I have a question. Why do you give this kind of last name all the time, or the first name, like Islam? What will happen if you will change your beliefs? If you will become a Christian? You have to change your name or what? Why do you use
Alex,
this kind of thing?
can we be a
Yeah.
little bit reasonable? I don't think he named his
Okay.
last name.
Okay. Let's keep in this kind of
Yeah, maybe if you meet those people,
topic.
you should ask their parents.
Okay.
And I don't think their parents also named their last name, so that's a little bit complicated for them. But anyway, so we
I
have
wanted
other
to hear
people.
their explanation. That's it.
Oh no, that's not the case, James. And like we see believers in the room also, but there are also agnostic atheists also. Mm. But it's better to have more believers in the room. That's what I prefer mostly. Yeah, I hope we have more believers all the time. So.
I really thought
You know,
that
I've
James
been.
was going to.
Someone
Okay.
going to talk?
You guys are all talking, so someone else said
No,
something.
it's just, yeah, it was me.
Oh,
I
Joe.
just, yeah, I was just mentioning, since James joined from YouTube and he seemed like he wanted to say something. Maybe he doesn't know how to unmute his mic.
Oh, okay, James. If that's the case, there's a mic button on the top.
Hi guys, am I
Oh,
audible?
yes, you are. Welcome.
Yeah. Well, I've been on Free for Talk like a
Before?
couple of years back, but I've not been active. Yeah. From
Wow. So,
pre-COVID, I've been active on Free for Talk, but post-COVID, not much.
okay, were you surprised to see it on YouTube?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
and the topic is interesting. That's why.
Yeah, and I believe you're gonna see it more and more because people started using it when they have seen that I do it here, and they said, "Oh wow, that's a good idea. Let's use this website to have speakers." So you may see
Yeah.
more. Okay, so James, are you a believer?
Yes, absolutely.
Christian, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, like that. That's not a surprise for me because many people on YouTube they're Christians. Interestingly, I don't
It's a
know.
Western. I think it's mostly a Western audience.
Yeah, on YouTube, yeah, that's
Oh,
the
well,
case.
I'm from Asia. I'm from Asia.
Okay, that was the wrong assumption, but still,
Yeah.
many
It's
people
fine.
who
It's fine
join.
because prominently it's in West.
Okay, okay. So, do you want to discuss about God's existence?
So I would not argue for Christian God, rather for just God itself.
That's okay. We don't have to talk about the Christian God.
Yeah. Um, so my main logic is that it's very simple. That our observation in this universe is that there are things that are created, and there seems to be a cause for those uh, existence, and universe seems to be such a case that we I won't say have absolute evidence, but observational evidence that it had a beginning. This universe had a beginning, and thus there seems to be, or there must be, a cause to it. And the best explanation for that cause, for me, is God.
Best
So,
explanation.
are you aware of the credible scientific theories that the universe has no beginning, that it is cyclic?
Well,
Physicists such as Roger Penrose uh, are not demonstrating but theorizing that the universe goes through cyclic epochs of time.
mhm.
And the Big Bang, this comes up nearly every day here. The Big Bang does not posit the beginning of the universe. It only says that at one time the universe was hotter and denser. And it only only ever sought to explain the current expansion that we're in. Not only that, but the
Yes.
rate of acceleration of the expansion is starting to slow. just like Penrose predicted. We are finding this out and confirming this now. There doesn't have to be a beginning. Everyone says that, and that's only because everyone's told that, okay? But scientists do not agree. And it's not because they're running away from God, it's because that's where the evidence points. So the Big Bang does not say that the universe has a beginning. It never has. I wanted to throw that in.
So you say the universe is cyclic, as in that there will be a new beginning for the universe, or this
No,
universe will
not it.
continue to stay
There's
constant.
no beginning. It's an endless chain of causes. There's no beginning, just like there's no end. Okay? Nobody
So
has a
what mhm.
It's very close to
what's
the religious conception of
the
God.
end
You
of
know,
this universe gonna look like?
in this case, we can say that universe is God itself. You know,
no,
there's no
because
beginning, there's no end.
the universe has no mind and it has no purpose. So we can't say the universe is God.
But what do you think will happen if most of the usable energy is gonna exhaust in this universe? Do you
I'm
think that the
sorry.
universe will stay? I'm saying that we still have usable energy, heat in this universe, and the source is our sun. And when those usable energies are going to exhaust themselves, when the sun is going to run
N-
out of their energy,
No,
there won't be any more suns remaining. So
that's
what
not
would be
true.
the end of this universe?
The universe is going
Hmm.
to the universe is most likely going to contract. Like I said, the rate of acceleration is already slowing down.
Walk. I'm sorry, Walk. You don't have to take any burden of the proof, man. Now, why you're doing that? I don't understand.
because it flies in the face of what we hear every day about how the universe has to have a beginning and it has to have
Okay.
an end, and it doesn't.
Hello, coach
But
driver.
the end
I
doesn't mean it's gonna contract,
I
so
have
we
a
don't know
question.
that. Okay. So maybe you shouldn't
Alhamdulillah.
make
Ask it.
those claims. That's not cool to make those claims, Kurt.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because we do not have any observational evidence as to that the universe is going to contract. If there were any observational evidence for
Yes, we
that,
do.
that the universe, we
We
have the
do.
evidence that the universe expansion is slowing down, not that it is contracting.
Okay. How do you
Contracting
explain
is
the
different
rate of
than
it?
the
How do you
Who
yeah.
explain
created the
the rate of
universe?
expansion? How do you explain the rate of expansion slowing down? That's exactly what happens before it contracts, and it's and it and it and we go through another cycle or another epoch. There's no
Who
reason
created
to.
the
Right.
universe?
Theoretically, theoretically, I would agree with you. However, we have not seen that observationally, and
Yes, we have. We have too.
Okay, I'm sorry,
The
no.
rate of
guys. I'm sorry. I will interrupt this. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
that's that doesn't have any good end. Okay. So let's go back to the beginning of the universe. So JP, what do you mean
Okay.
when you say universe began to exist?
Okay. So the most scientists would agree that matter, space, and time had a beginning,
Okay,
right?
but what do you mean by
And
the beginning?
beginning, like there was a cause for this universe to came into existence.
Okay, okay,
Like this,
so that
that
means
this
there
universe
was.
did not existed.
So you mean there was
This universe did
nothing?
not exist.
Oh, but that's not
Yeah, there
what
was.
scientists
Yeah.
say,
There
JP.
was somebody who created it,
Okay. Oh
who
my
gave
fucking
it
god.
at
scientists
the
do.
start, something like that.
Guys, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I will. I'll handle it in another way. You should be patient about it, okay? Because it's not very fruitful for me. So, for first of all, JP, scientists they don't claim that there was nothing and universe popped into existence. They don't claim that. They claim that there was singularity, which is energy matter was, you know, very dense in a single point and very hot, and it just began to expand, not begin to exist. Okay.
Yeah, I
S-
agree
Okay.
that this was
So
a condensed source of energy, and then
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree on that. That's
So
scientifically true.
technically, there was no time at that point, but there was something. So you
Yes,
can't speak about some nothingness. You can't say there was nothing and universe or singularity came into existence. You cannot say that. When people say universe began to exist, they imagine something in their mind like there was nothing, then universe started appearing in the existence. They imagine like
I
that,
would agree. There was something.
but this is
I will
not
agree. There was going to be something.
okay. So if there was something, and if there
Yeah,
was no time,
yeah.
can't we say that might exist all the time because there's no time, but still it exists. It's timeless, like a god, but not God, but like
Yeah.
a god. So then you can't say it began to exist. You can't say that.
No, I'm
You can
saying
say
this
it
universe.
began to expand.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's exactly your words are right. Appropriate. I meant that this universe began to expand and came into life as we see in planets and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, it was just pure condensed form of
Mm-hmm.
energy. We can say that.
Okay.
That's the scientific way to explain this.
Okay.
Um,
And you believe that there's an
but we are
external cause to expand it?
yes,
Okay.
that could yes, of course. Yeah,
Mm. But well, why you don't think that that's the property of that singularity to expand? Why you don't think like that?
I am agree on it. It could be.
Could
It is
be.
most likely that.
But
Yeah,
if
it's
that's the
most likely
case,
that scientifically. Yeah,
okay, this is not scientific. This is just a question. Like, what if the
yeah.
expansion is just, you know, caused by the properties of that singularity? Maybe singularity has a property, and that caused the singularity to expand. So the
Very
cause is
much
not
possible.
the cause is not external. If the cause is not external, then we don't need to talk about God.
Right, right. So here is where God comes into equation. Now, we understood that the beginning or the expansion of this universe
James, you're breaking a little bit right now.
possibly
James, is it the
came
case for you guys also?
from this.
I see some connection problems. If you hear me, you're breaking for me. I'm not very sure right now who's breaking. But if other people can hear me properly right now, probably it's about you, your internet, and I have lost you in the room. Okay. Okay. Just let's wait for some seconds. Let's share the link on YouTube also. So, guys, our topic is God's existence, and we have specific topic. We have specific questions. Do you believe in God? Which, why? And
Am I
James is
audible?
back. Yes, you are audible.
Sorry here for the disconnect.
Yeah, you disconnected.
Um, Earlier, I would say we can possibly say that the cause for the expansion of the universe is that condensed energy. But now we shift from the expansion of universe to that condensed energy. What would be the cause of that energy? At the end, it comes down to the initial source. Earlier, um, it was the expansion of universe, and now it's shifted to the uh, condensed energy. So my understanding is this, that we do not find in this universe, in any observation, that we can find an existence uh, that does not have a beginning. And yeah, that's my very simple logic, I would say, for this, and that's what I'm
Okay.
applying it
We,
to
we
the
don't
end
we
of
don't
universe.
see the beginning of the singularity. There's no such a thing in science. We can see the beginning
Right,
of the expansion or beginning of space time, but not the beginning
right,
of existence of something. So,
right.
and when you say
So
we have explanation for the things that begins, okay. The universe began to expand, or like let's say the time and space begin to
yeah,
exist even, let's say. And you're saying
Hmm.
that there was a cause, yeah, like the singularity was there. And what if the singularity is the cause of the expansion?
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
Okay.
And my next question is, what is the cause of that singularity? What is that
Oh,
singularity?
but that's the
Yes.
problem. So why you're asking the
Hmm.
cause of the singularity? Because we don't have evidence that singularity had a cause or had a beginning. Like
Right.
some scientists even say that, yeah, it might exist just always. Like, since it was timeless, then they don't claim that it began to exist. So then what's the use of questioning the cause of singularity? And by the
Right.
way, if you are allowed to do that, by the way, you can do that. I don't have a problem with that. But what about the cause of the singularity? Let's suppose we have found a cause. Then we can say, okay, what's the cause of that thing? Whatever the cause of singularity, then it must have a cause also.
Hmm.
Then like another one come and say, okay,
Yes, until we
another
go into
cause.
infinite regression. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that, but James, but
Hmm.
you know that believers have a problem with that. And my solution
Well,
is,
logically, infinite regression is a loop, and
I don't
you will live. Hmm.
know that it's a problem. At least it's not a problem for me. I know that. But the thing is, if this is a problem for you, and this is the problem in religions, I see,
Hmm.
especially Christians, Muslims, they have a problem with that. And what's the solution? I bring the
See,
solution. Let's
solution
say,
is this, that
don't say
scientifically we,
what's the cause of singularity. Don't say what's the cause of singularity. Then you solve the problem.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. I agree. My conclusion is this: scientifically, we cannot prove in absolute, neither we can disprove in absolute the existence of God, because what we are going to use as evidences are nothing but observations in this universe to prove the existence of something that is beyond this universe. So we can never, with scientific certainty and evidences, can never prove the existence of God, or never can prove disprove the existence of God.
Okay.
We have to
So
take it by faith and certain observation,
okay.
cause and effect relationships. That's it.
Oh, okay, okay. But like when you go with the cause and effect, you create an infinite regress, and that's a
Mhm.
problem for you. So then you should ignore that one. Then what do you have to have the faith in a God? What's the good reason for you to believe that a God exists beyond the universe? And you already acknowledge that it's something unfalsifiable.
Yeah, it's not possible to prove scientifically. You can only use some logic to understand the
Yeah.
beginning of this universal life on Earth, because
But
everything has a
why
cause
you
to it.
believe in God?
Like, mhm. That's my primary reason.
Which
No other
is
reason.
which is
That there has to be a certain cause for every effect.
okay.
Otherwise, we run into
God
the same
exists.
conflict.
God exists.
Yes.
What's the cause of God?
Okay. Now we define what God is. If
We
when
don't
we
have
define
to.
God as the uncaused,
As I
right? But
see,
when we are saying
it's
God,
the cause of universe.
mhm,
That's enough for me.
right? But it's not the same definition as my God, right?
Oh, now you want to bring more, terms
Like
for that
in
cause.
general, in generic characteristics of God, if we just asked a random person, we would say the other person would simply say God is a being who is omnipotent and has no cause itself. Well, the word God implies that he or the being itself is the uncaused cause.
Okay, but James.
Yes.
So now you create another problem. Okay, I
Hmm.
call it definition problem. Why I
Hmm.
say that it's a problem because when you define something, that doesn't mean there's such a thing, or that doesn't
Hmm.
mean whatever we talk not exactly whatever you define. For example, if I define unicorns, do you know what is a unicorn, right?
Yes.
If I make a definition of unicorns, that makes it real? No, right?
Hmm.
So having a definition of something doesn't make it real. So just because you define God on your way, in your way, that doesn't make it
Hmm.
real. That doesn't make it like that doesn't mean there's something uncaused. Okay, so if you define something as uncaused, that doesn't mean there is such a thing. Like that doesn't give you any credit. Okay, that's
Okay,
just
so
a definition.
let's take singularity for as an example.
Okay,
So I might be wrong on this. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So, as per my understanding of what you said about singularity, is singularity uh, kind of eternal, timeless?
okay, and
I'm
Time
asking
does
because like there is no concept of time at the time of at singularity.
yeah,
if you
there's a
condense a singularity, it does not flow.
Yes,
If
and
you
then there is
condense a
no concept of
singularity,
matter and
time will
space.
not flow. T goes to zero. But we can't see back that far in the Big Bang. The math breaks down. We don't know for sure what's going on a material level. The quantum physicists are pretty sure, and they're the ones that are championing this, eternal uncaused universe. But those discussions are way over our heads,
Yeah. So
frankly.
singularity basically is just space time into infinity.
okay,
Well, it's
and
not infinite.
Woke,
Well,
please,
in
please.
general, I just I'm not gonna interrupt and so not to insult, but I just researched it, and it says in general relativity, a singularity is where the geodesics, which are parts of free-falling objects, cannot be continued, and where space-time curvature becomes infinite.
Okay, let's accept that. And
So my point is, we understand just from a very basic understanding of singularity is that the space-time or space or time matter itself condensed into is infinite, right? There is no beginning of it. It's in an eternal state.
okay, so if we suggest that it's uncos,
Hmm.
is there any problem with it?
No, no, there's no problem on that.
Okay, like if we can
I'm
think
just
that
saying
singularity can be uncosed, then why do
yes.
we need another thing uncosed? If
You
universe
you
is
wait.
uncosed,
My thought on this is this, that let's assume singularity is equal to God, just hypothetically, okay?
oh, we can't say that they equal. No, 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 no. This is not the claim.
No, I'm just saying
Like,
hypothetically, just for my sake of explanation. That's what I'm just saying. It's going to be absurd, but just for the sake of explanation, that's what I'm asking. Okay, so we can using scientific theories probably explain the beginning and the expansion of this universe and relate it to singularity. But we can never, using scientific methods, uh, say that this singularity is God, because we cannot prove the existence of God. Like God, let's say, is a being uh, which we cannot fathom using scientific methods. So there
doesn't
will be
make sense.
limitations
But
as to,
anyway,
yeah.
so what's the major point in the speech right now?
So this is my point, that this universe had an beginning because of an eternal cause. Now, using science, we can um, say it is because of singularity, and I'm not denying that. But
Okay.
I'm also saying that the possible uh, understanding is that it is because of God. Maybe God is the singularity. Maybe we do not understand the singularity in a way.
Okay.
It's meant to be, yeah,
But
because we do not have. Yeah, go
okay,
ahead. Sorry.
we don't have to think that singularity is a god because the god concept is in general
Mhm.
some being who has intelligence,
Yeah,
awareness, right, and other properties which doesn't seem like our universe. Okay, we don't see those properties in the universe. Okay, universe doesn't seem like the god that religions mention in general. So we don't need to
as in.
think that the universe or the singularity is a god. But
But actually, the
if
Earth is like
singularity
a
is not God, but at the same time singularity is eternal, then that means singularity and technically the universe is uncaused. Then you
Well,
don't
it
need a
is
God.
kind of caused because of singularity, right?
Sure, like and in the singularity, as you can accept, something can be uncaused. And if that's the
Yeah,
case, then you don't need a God to have a universe because singularity,
yeah. If you
if
if
it's
yeah if you
uncaused.
are yes, if you're relating it to singularity, I can agree to that. However,
Okay.
however, how do we know that singularity is because of God? And we can never find the evidence for that. That's what my claim is. Using scientific methods, we can never ever find the existence of God. That's my main point. So no matter how we discuss, no matter how advanced we're going to go in science, even in next 100 years, we will never be able to uh, disprove the existence of God, neither prove the existence of God.
Okay, then what the
Yeah,
hell we're talking about here? So if you cannot prove or disprove God's existence,
it's
then
my claim was simply it's observational evidence that everything has a cause in this universe, and thus
he's saying that
because
you
of
can prove with
yeah.
science, not just mental. He's saying it with science. With science.
okay,
Yeah,
hey,
you have to go a little beyond science on this. You have to go with, as your
okay,
name said, philosophy.
but if you go beyond the,
That's what I said before.
okay, I don't understand what Abdurrahman says because to me his audio is muffled, and I don't understand. Sorry for what, Jolie? So, well, when you go beyond, and what do you have to believe there's a God? Again, James, what do we have if we cannot understand it? True evidence. If you cannot prove or disprove God's existence, then why do you believe a God exists?
As I said before, my main point is this only through observational evidence that we have that everything has a cause. That's my
Okay,
main.
okay,
And
good,
so and from
James.
the
Okay,
universe had a cause, which is
let me
singularity. That's it.
let me go with that also.
Hmm.
So when you say universe has like a cause singularity, that language sounds to me a little bit weird because singularity is the universe for me. So like imagine a balloon, okay?
Hmm.
When it's not inflated, still it's the balloon, right? It's just a piece of plastic. And when there's air in it, as when it's bigger, we call it balloon, right? But
Yeah.
if it's not expanded, still it's the balloon. So, like
Right.
saying that singularity doesn't make it something, you know, separate from the universe. It's the universe, it's the baby universe, or you can think that it's like a sperm or embryo, okay?
Hmm.
And it just starts growing, then we call it universe, right? But when it's singularity, that's that's the thing, right? Just it started expanding, that's all. So when you
Right.
say, I don't think you can say the cause of universe is singularity. Like that language, like when you say,
Yeah, I agree. I
like
agree.
the embryo of me is the cause of me. That doesn't sound cool
We
to
can say
me.
it's a transformed state, like a caterpillar to
Sure, you
a
can say that. You
yeah,
can say that,
exactly.
but you
Yeah.
can't say it's the
Yeah. So
cause.
yeah, I got the understanding of singularity wrong on there. I would agree on that.
Okay, so then when you say everything has a cause,
Hmm.
like there's another problem here also that I should point out because when we observe things around us in the universe, they have multiple causes, James. Check anything, okay? They have multiple causes. Maybe there are just few things that have only one cause, and I even don't know. If you ask me, hey, show me something that has only one cause, I cannot name anything. But I can name a lot of things, and they have multiple causes. And
Hmm.
when it comes to the universe, why you think that there's only one cause for the universe? Because
Well,
your
we
observation
not.
doesn't
Mhm.
say that things have only one cause. Your observation says there are a lot of causes for things.
Yeah, there are a lot of causes. There's at least one cause. That's the main point.
When you say at least one cause, still
Yeah,
sounds a little bit weird because if I say at least there must be one cause, but
not
still
for
like
everything, just for certain things, not for everything.
okay, but like for many things around us, they have multiple causes.
Yeah, if the things that are common, we can find multiple causes, but if things are rare, we might not find uh, more
Okay,
causes. Yeah,
okay. Like how many things you know that they have only one cause?
like a very absurd example, I would say that the first time a car was invented or created, that was the initial cause. But
Oh,
then we
come
have
again?
a factory set up now. I'm saying when the first time the car was created, it was the
Oh,
first cause. But now we have multiple cars, so we have multiple causes,
okay, but like
multiple
I
things
disagree.
creating. So that's a
I
very absurd
disagree.
example, yeah, I would say.
I understand, but still, in that example, like the cause is not one, or the existence of car doesn't depend on only one thing. Like the existence of car depends on multiple things. First, you need the material, not only metal. You need plastic also. You need a lot of components, including even glass. So, and you need
Yeah, but you
someone.
need an intelligent mind
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
put
yeah,
all of
yeah,
these together.
yeah. But
But that
still,
intelligent mind is one being.
like it means there you need many things to have, the
Yes, you need
car.
many things. You cannot create those things out of nowhere. Like
Yeah,
we are
good,
not
good.
right. Yeah.
So that, but when it comes to universe, you don't think like that. You like you think there's only one creator, and that's all.
Hmm.
And that creator created the universe. Like, imagine I make a car out of nothing.
Hmm.
If I show you a car and if I say, "Hey, James, you know what? This car is made of nothing." Wait a second. That doesn't make any sense, right?
Right.
So, still, you need a lot of things, at least two things. Okay, I mean not two, but let's say at least two things to have something. But when it comes to universe, you change your mind. You say one echoes, and that
Because
doesn't make any
we
sense to me.
okay. Um, just shifting from this point, as I've been reading um, just now that the singularity, I'm improving my understanding on singularity. So the singularity is the beginning, technically the beginning of the universe. It's the starting point of the universe.
Okay.
Okay, it's not an eternal state because if it was an eternal state, we would not have a universe in this stage. So it is technically the beginning of the universe. And I would like to correct myself on that. Singularity is not an eternal state. It is the beginning of the universe. As I gave an example of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. So the cause of this universe would be a being or an uncaused cause that caused the singularity. And then this process followed. Now, do we have
Unclosed
any evidence
cause,
on that? Yeah,
which is
God.
how do you know that? The cause of like
This is
when you see the car. If I say, "Hey, James,
Mhm,
look at this car," I believe the
mhm.
cause of this car is uncaused. Does it make sense to you?
No, the proper way I would address that is that there is a creator to this car,
Okay, but even if we accept that, that doesn't mean that creator is uncaused. That doesn't mean.
right, within this universe. But if we are going beyond this universe,
Okay.
then see, I can understand your logic. I can say possibly that there theoretically that it does not need to be an uncaused cost, but there can
Yeah.
be a cause of this universe, and that cause can that can be an effect of the other cause,
Or in
right?
another way, maybe the universe has
Yeah,
multiple causes.
right. I can
They don't
understand that
have to.
theoretically,
They
but
don't
just
have to be
because we do not
uncaused.
right, but just because we do not run into the infinite regression problem, there
Okay.
has to eventually be an
Okay.
uncast cast.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's say like there are five causes of this universe,
Okay.
and each of those causes have two causes. Now,
Hmm.
in the second set, we have 10 causes, and 10 of
Hmm.
them, I mean, each of them have two causes. Now we have 20 causes at the beginning, and let's stop here. Okay, let's say that those 20 causes they're uncaused. Is it okay right now? So it's not infinite. Now
So
I gave you what you want.
those 20 causes are different
They might be,
or
yeah.
are they
Yeah,
same?
they might be different, yeah.
Because if they are different,
They,
then there has to be a cause for them to be created. But if they are same, that they can be possibly uncaused
they're
because you
different.
cannot. Yeah, but yeah, that's the issue. If they are
What's the
different
issue?
objects or different, because they cannot be uncaused if they're different things.
Why?
Like if you have a car and then
Why?
you have a,
Why they cannot be uncaused?
because if we simplify things to this universe, let's say um, there's a car and then there's a bus. We cannot come into this conclusion that it's very absurd, but it's for us to so that we can easily understand that this bus and this car, let's say, oh, let me put a better
But
example.
James, don't forget that you don't even have any example in the universe that you can show me that it's an uncaused cause. So then you
Yes,
don't
we do
have to
not
go
in this
into universe
universe.
to find your examples because your examples are
Yeah,
not in the universe. Okay, so that's
yes, in
unfair.
this universe we do.
If you
Yeah,
tell me, hey, look, everything has a cause. Okay, then everything has a cause. Now you created the infinite regress. You created it, not me. But when you
yeah.
say it
I
should
I
stop somewhere,
I'll
then you
agree
have
to you.
to accept that there must be something uncaused. Then who's gonna decide
I'll agree
what
to
is
you that
which one is uncaused?
yeah, within this universe, neither we can prove an uncaused cause, and neither we can prove multiple causes with infinite regression. We cannot. Both of these scenarios cannot be proven in this universe because both of these lie beyond this universe
Okay,
scientific
then
methods.
again, I will go
So
back
we
to the main question. Then why do you believe a God exists?
okay.
If
It's
that's your
simply
conclusion,
this is the only outcome that I see. It's either there has to be an uncaused cause, or there's just multiple causes, and then we go into infinite regression. There is no
no.
plausible
If there are
other
multiple causes of
explanation.
this universe, that doesn't mean it's infinite regress.
But
Well,
eventually you'll come to uncaused cause, right?
okay, even if we accept uncaused cause, that doesn't mean there's only one uncaused cause. There
No,
can be
I'm not debating
multiple
that there is.
uncaused
I'm not
causes.
debating. But okay, so how do you come into that? Like, I'm not understanding that. How can we have multiple uncaused cause? That's
Um,
where I'm losing on.
If you can have one thing uncaused, then you can have another thing uncaused. Like, is there any rule that there cannot be multiple uncaused causes? I don't see any rule like that. If you have the rule, please explain to me.
Because it then demands that how these two distinct objects are uncaused cause. Like
But
there has to be
you
some
still have
source
you
for it.
still have the same question, even if you have one thing uncaused cause. You have one uncaused cause. What's the answer?
Yeah.
Because you cannot have infinite regress. Why you have multiple uncaused causes? Because you cannot have infinite regress. So I can give the same answer to you.
Okay. Theoretically, I can agree to you, but it is even if we go, let's say, on probability wise, it is much better in terms of probability to believe that
Why?
the uncaused cost is one rather than there
What
are
are
two
your
uncaused costs.
numbers? Where do you get your
No, there are
numbers?
no numbers because
Or you
the
said it's
more
more logical based on what?
I'll tell you what, the more events that you're bringing in, the higher you're going to increase. Sorry, the lower would be a probability. So
I don't
if
think
you
that applies in our discussion right now
why?
because when we look at the causation, we see multiple causes all the time for each things that we see or we observe. Then
But we are talking about the absolute
assuming that
cause, right?
okay, doesn't matter. So assuming that there are multiple causes of this universe makes more sense if there are causes of this universe. And since you have a problem with infinite regress, then we should immediately stop and say, okay, those causes, they don't have causes, they're uncaused. Okay, period. Let's stop here. That will be the
Yeah,
place
see,
where we stop.
yeah. It's either one uncaused cost or multiple uncaused cost,
Okay,
or
yeah.
you have plan B where of infinite regression.
Yeah,
That's the only explanations we
yeah,
have,
but
and
when we
and we take
force
advice on what we have.
when we force our logic, okay, when we accept that there must be cause, at least one cause, for the universe, the more logical option is multiple causes. Why? Because again, we have multiple causes for the things that we observe in the universe, and if it works the same, then it's better to accept there are multiple causes of this universe. But then when we apply your suggestion, we cannot go infinitely back. Okay, then we should stop there. We don't have to
But
go
we do not
further.
have multiple causes.
Really?
No, if you think
Share,
if you give
just check.
if you give examples of very simple things,
Yeah,
then
very
yes, we
simple
might
things.
have. But when we are talking about the universe, it's the most one of the most complex things. Like we do not have multiple causes for a black hole. We do not have multiple causes for a beginning of star. We do not have multiple causes for the death or of a star,
For the
right?
death of a star? Really? You need
Yeah,
matter, energy, you need gravity, and many other things
those are
together.
not the causes. The cause is that it's going to run out of its fuel. That's the cause of its death. That is the
Yeah.
cause. Others are the material that's it's made of. That's just matter.
You think there's
And
one cause? Only one cause? Are you sure about that?
okay, so tell me another cause for the creation of black hole.
Mm,
Another cause for the creation of a galaxy.
uh,
We do not find it. The
Okay,
higher
wait
we
a
go into
second.
complexity,
Wait
we
a second.
oh,
Wait a
sorry,
second,
sorry,
James.
sorry, sorry,
Let's go one by
sorry,
one. Black
sorry.
hole
Yeah.
or a galaxy? Which one? You just choose.
Whichever you find, I'm fine. I'm fine with anyone.
I'm not very expert on those topics. Just pick anyone you want. Okay.
Okay, black hole. Let's go with black hole.
Okay. So the cause of black hole. You said there was only one cause for black hole.
Hmm.
What's that cause?
Okay, so it's a cause. The cause is a massive star, a very big, massive star, collapsing on its own gravity
Massive. But why it's collapsing?
because it runs out of its fuel.
Okay. So running out of the fuel is caused by one thing.
Running out of its fuel because it's not eternal. It has limited fuel.
Okay, but still, like, what's happening to cause it to run out of fuel?
Because in this universe, even though we are taught that energy is transferred and like it's the same, but we have usable energy, and that is heat, and it's going to run out of time eventually.
Okay,
All the
but
heat.
these are very general statements, JP.
But you
So,
asked me why this
okay,
it's gonna run out of fuel. That's what I'm giving you the reason.
okay, but it
Hmm.
doesn't sound like there's only one reason.
Okay, so
Or
if your point
if you
is
dive into, probably you'll find a lot of things, components to cause to run out of the fuel.
okay, I understand. I now understand what you mean by multiple causes. So let's even simplify this and take a very basic example. So let's say a person dies. A person dies of heart attack. Okay.
Mhm.
Now the primary cause is heart attack, but there can be multiple causes behind what caused the heart attack. Is what you're basically saying. It can be a poor diet and excessive work, uh, tiring your body, taking or taking medicines, hypermedicines. So there can be multiple causes which can cause the absolute cause heart attack, which is the absolute cause that led to death.
Yeah, but still, we see many causes for many things.
Yeah, because we live in a connected world.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Then don't you
everything is
think
related.
it's
Mhm.
logical to accept that there might be multiple causes of the universe?
So theoretically, I can possibly, let's say, explain that God created the universe using various methods, and those various methods are multiple causes. I can understand it that way. But if you say that the uncaused cause itself is the multiple cause, is multiple uncaused, I cannot understand that. That's what I'm saying.
No. Okay.
You can the process itself can be multiple causes.
Mhm.
However, the cause itself cannot be multiple causes. That's
Why
what I'm
not?
saying.
Why not?
Because we do not have any evidence for it.
That's why you
Neither we
cannot say
can,
it cannot be
and
only one.
yeah,
I mean,
but we
you
cannot
cannot say
even
it
say
cannot
that
be multiple.
yeah, we cannot say it's one, but we can also not say that it is not one.
But you believe that there's one.
Yeah, because the higher you make this number, the lesser the probability is going to be.
Really?
Yeah,
How? Why?
because as the uncaused cause, it's not connected to, it's not dependent on other things. Like we are dependent. I'm dependent on food and everything. So I have a lot of
That's
causes
not
for
an
me to
answer
succeed.
for that problem. That's not an
I'm
answer.
telling you, I'm telling you why it is. So
No.
anything that affects me has multiple causes because I'm dependent on those multiple things. But the uncaused cause is not dependent on these things. Thus, it
Okay, that
has
doesn't mean there's only
multiple.
one eternal independent cause. That's not a logical conclusion.
Yeah, but we cannot come into conclusion that there is one or more than one
Okay, then why believe that there's only one then? If you cannot
because
come
it's
to
more
conclusion,
probabilistic. It's more realistic to believe that. Simple as it
you
is.
didn't give me any numbers. Like you didn't explain that part. I just
You cannot
wanted to
get
hear that
you
part, and you couldn't do that. Just diverted. You know how it's more
because we
logical to
cannot
think
fix it
that
on
there are
numbers.
multiple
This is
uncles. You're not telling me where
these
those
things
numbers are
goes
coming
beyond
from.
numbers. That's what I'm saying. These things go beyond numbers. At this point, we are just talking philosophy, kind of. We're not talking science, and we can never
JP,
explain it
JP, I
by
think you should listen yourself one more time. You know, this is on YouTube. You know that. Maybe you should check it
science. Fine.
one more time because you were saying that it's more probabilistic. That's mathematics, and you're saying, "Oh, wait, this is beyond numbers. It's not about numbers. It's about philosophy." These are contradictory statements. You should understand it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I
Okay.
agree on that.
So if maybe you're right, maybe it's more probabilistic. I don't know the answer, but if that's the case, I want to know why it's the case. I want to see the numbers, how it works. I want to understand that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Musa.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. Okay.
So just about this point, uh, he was saying he was talking about the necessary existence. It's
Mhm.
one. And you're saying why should it be one?
Yeah.
And
Can
I
you
would
what?
say something like you know if they were like identical, or they have to be identical, or they have to differ in something.
There's no any rule. Maybe they're different. Maybe they're
Yeah,
similar.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
If
but
they are
let's say they're
different,
different. Okay.
yeah, no, just to if they are identical, then it's the same necessary
Let's say they're
existence.
different.
Yeah, if they are different, then the this difference has to have some kind of a cause. Therefore, they cannot be
No,
necessary.
they don't have to. They exist the way that they are because they're necessary to exist in that way. It's the necessity. Like if they're X, that's necessary to be X. Okay, no explanation for it. Why? Because it's necessary. If it's B, it's supposed to be B. No any explanation for that. Why? Because it's necessary to be like that. That's necessary existence. If it's C, then it will be C, nothing else. That's all. And B is different than X. It's different than C. These are different things. But why they're different? Okay, because they are all necessary things that exist, and they exist differently. That's why they're different.
No, the way I see it is if someone is different from the other, then you can conclude that someone lacks something. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
When you compare those things, you can say differences. Yeah, there are differences, but like saying something lacks. Yeah, like this says. Yeah, X doesn't have the same things to what B has. Okay, so what?
So it's not necessary. It
What do you
depends on
mean?
something else.
No, it doesn't depend. I just explained. B is B because it's necessary to be B. X is X because it's necessary to be X.
Yeah, but if B, for example, is different in something, then there is an external cause for it
No, you can't
to be
say that.
different. No?
No, you can't say there's an external cause because they necessarily exist. And that's the definition of necessary existence. Like their existence doesn't depend on anything, okay?
So are we talking about a conscious entity here?
No, it doesn't have to be a conscious entity, but it can be also. Maybe there are, let's say, 10 conscious entities. They're different, but they're conscious. That's a similarity, but they're
Yeah,
not
so
identical.
in that case, if they like two of them, they make a different judgment or they make a different decision,
Mhm.
how would that like go on about?
Well, like there can be multiple outcomes if there is a disagreement. Maybe they can agree later on, or maybe they will
So
disagree all the time, or maybe they will agree for a time and they will disagree for some other time. So there can be multiple outcomes, but that doesn't mean
so
they don't exist.
I don't get what you're saying, to be
If
honest.
they will disagree, okay, that means they will disagree. If they're not going to disagree, that means they're not going to disagree. But in both cases, they will coexist.
So if the entity one wants it to rain and the entity two doesn't want it to rain, what would
Mhm.
happen in that situation?
Okay, well, maybe sometimes it will rain and sometimes it's not going to rain. For
No, I'm not
example,
talking
so
about
for
sometimes.
example, so for example, Musa, is it raining every day, every hour, every second in your country?
No.
Okay, so that means there are two gods.
Mhm.
Sometimes the one who wants rain is on the scene and he says, okay, I will make the rain. And then after a time, other guy says, hey, enough, man, enough. I'll stop the rain. Then the rain stops. And then
No,
after a
but
time,
I'm just talking about one
the one who
specific.
wants the rain, he says, okay, wait, I want
No,
the rain
I
back
don't think you
again.
get what I'm saying. You think I'm saying that one entity always wants it to rain. I'm not saying that.
Okay, what do you say then?
I'm just saying, like, in one moment, in a specific time, a specific instant, one decides it will rain and the other decides it will not
Oh,
rain.
at the same
What would
time.
happen in that moment?
Okay, I don't know exactly. Maybe, but
You see?
either it will rain or not.
So if it rains, then the one who decided to that it will rain is basically, you can say, stronger. I don't know.
Okay, let's say that's the case. Okay, let's agree on that, Musa. Okay, so
So if he's stronger, then he has more. I don't know what terminology to use, to be honest.
okay,
Then he has more.
More omnipotent?
No, than the other who
more powerful.
didn't get his wish, then or his will. Then you can say he's subordinate to the other one who said it will rain and it rained.
I don't know the word, but like, let's agree that like the one who
Subordinate.
I don't know that. What does that mean? Okay, let's say this more strong than the other being. Okay,
Hmm.
so what?
Yeah, so if someone is stronger than you, then you cannot be necessary.
No, there's no such a rule. Who said that? Where such a rule comes from, Musa? If you're weaker, you're not necessary. Like that. That's a very stupid rule. Where did you find it?
Do you know what necessary means, by the way?
Yeah, I know. It means it necessarily exists. That's all.
So it's the source of everything.
No, it doesn't mean it's source of everything. It means it
For me,
exists necessarily.
this is
That's all.
what it means.
No, it's your God. I think like your God has a lot of properties. It's not only necessary existence. It's a lot of things. Okay, but you confuse it for other things. Okay,
No,
if something
I'm
is
talking
necessarily
about religion.
existing, that doesn't mean it's a God, Musa. Okay.
Yeah, but we're talking about necessary existence. I did not mention religion.
Yeah, you did not mention, but you're confusing necessary
Yeah, but
existence with God. So necessary existence doesn't mean a God, okay?
what
Just
would
because
you
your
say?
God necessarily existing, according to your belief, that
What,
doesn't mean a necessary existence equals God, okay?
so what would you say necessary existence
I
is?
just said, like something necessarily exists. That's a necessary existence, okay?
And what is that?
Anything. It can be anything. I don't know.
But
If
is it
something is necessarily existence, that means it's necessary existence.
does it have I don't know. Does it have
I don't have to
consciousness?
know anything about that
Does it
further
have
than
power? Does it have power?
maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Does it have
I don't
so it
know.
doesn't have power?
I don't know. I don't have to know, Musa. Okay. You only think
No,
that you
because
need to
when you say
know,
no.
Musa,
When you
Musa, Musa, to tell that something is a necessary existence. Only thing, there's only one thing that you have to know, which is, does it exist necessarily or not? If it exists necessarily, then it's a necessary existence. You don't need any other thing to know. Okay. Like the other
yeah,
things
yeah,
can
yeah.
be anything. Doesn't matter.
But wouldn't you say a necessary existence is the source of everything?
No, you can't say that. There's no such a rule.
Then where did everything come from?
Maybe everything exists necessarily.
So everything is the necessary existence?
You can't say that also. But what about this? What if everything came from 10 billion necessary things? Let's say there are 10 billion things which exist necessarily, and everything come from, okay,
Yeah, here we just
from
come back
10
to the
billion
first point.
necessary things.
Are these things are they identical or
Doesn't
do they
matter.
differ in something?
Let's say they're different. No problem.
Yeah, if they
If
are
they
different,
exist,
then
if they exist necessarily, that means they are necessary existence. Their
if they
difference
are
doesn't
different,
change whether they necessarily exist or not.
if they are different in any way, shape, or form, it means there is an external cause for it.
No, it
Otherwise,
doesn't
they
mean.
would be.
It doesn't mean. It doesn't mean you are creating rule out of nowhere. Okay? There's no such a rule. That rule wasn't written in any place. You're creating rules out of your mind, okay? You don't have any evidence for such a rule. You have to prove your claim.
Okay.
Okay, you just check your claims, okay? Listen your own claims, and you will see that you don't have justification for your claims. And let me answer the question, philosopher, do you just host these events every single day to try to debate this random issue? Technically not every day, but for a long time, nearly every day, yeah. And Justin, welcome again. So yeah, sorry, Musa, go on. I hope you understand what is necessary existence. Other things that you say about necessary existence is just, that you add more properties in it unnecessarily. Okay? I can say a necessary existence must shit all the time. If it doesn't shit all the time, it's not a necessary existence. Oh, okay. Who made this rule? I just made it. But that doesn't mean a necessary existence must shit all the time. There's no such a rule. I just created it. The way that you created the other rules about necessary existence. You're saying necessary existence must be like this, like this, like this, like this. Oh, really? How do you know that? And where such a rule comes from? I don't see that. But you should understand that that comes from your religion. You confuse logic and your religion. Okay. Anyway, so does there being just mean that it exists in all possible worlds? Okay, I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Space Pirate.
That's in modal logic. That's the thing.
Can you explain more, Julie?
A necessary being is that which exists in all possible worlds. That's the definition in modal logic.
Can you type that down? Still, I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Necessarily means it's true in all possible worlds. Okay, you don't have to type if that's the one that you want to type. You guys
Yeah,
should
yeah.
explain that because I'm very dumb to understand that. It's
Just
true in all possible
you.
worlds.
Yeah, P is true in every possible world. You know more about that than I do.
I don't understand right now.
It's just like the definition of necessary existence. That I think I spoke to you once about this interesting argument that kind of led to the conclusion that the universe itself has to be necessary using modal logic and this thing. But I
You're
don't
making it
remember
more
the
complicated right now, Julie. That's not helping.
argument.
Okay. Okay, no one wants to help. No problem. Uh, it's true in all possible worlds. Maybe I should try to understand it by myself. Or maybe I should use some other help.
So,
Sure.
can we have an example for the necessary thing?
Okay. You have an example?
No, no, I'm asking, I'm requesting for it.
That's not my claim, JP. So
No, it becomes easier for me to understand. That's what I'm saying.
okay, something exists without a cause. That's what I understand from necessary existence. It just
Hmm.
exists without any cause.
Okay.
That's what I
So,
understand.
so this necessary existence can be one cause or multiple causes.
Necessary. Like that question doesn't make any sense at all.
Like one uncaused cause or multiple uncaused cause. Like
Okay,
one
like what I say,
necessary thing.
JP, if there is one thing exists without cause, then there can be other things which exist without a cause.
Okay, but we do not have any example for it, right? It's
We
just
don't.
the basis that just because there is one, that there could be multiple.
But we don't have examples of one also, JP. That's another problem.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing on that, but your assumption on this is for multiple necessary things is just because that there is one, could be one, that there might be more or multiple.
Yeah, because there's no rule for it.
Yeah, but there is also no rule for that there could only be one.
Yeah, maybe there is one, maybe there is multiple, right? And we
Yeah,
don't
but
know the
okay.
answer. We even don't
Yeah, yeah,
know whether there is
yeah,
something like that. Maybe there's nothing called necessary existence.
yeah. So when you were talking to Musa, I was looking up on the probability. Although the number is not quantifiable, of course, it cannot be quantified. Based on the Bayes theorem, it is more probabilistic to have one uncaused cause rather than multiple uncaused cause. Not
Why?
that there cannot be multiple uncaused cause, but its probability it's low because it becomes more complex for more complex to to give an explanation
No
as
problem. No problem,
yeah.
because universe is already complex. If the answer is complex, then
Mhm.
it's okay. There's a correlation there. So don't be afraid to have a more complex answer for the existence of the universe. So
Yeah.
you're saying that if we say, oh, there's one cause, that sounds simpler. Okay, yeah, that sounds
Mhm.
simpler, but that doesn't mean simpler means true. There's no
Yeah,
such
but
a
its
rule.
probability is
No,
higher than the probability of multiple uncaused cause.
no, no.
Yeah, you
Again,
can just type it up.
you say it's more probable
Yeah.
because you're saying that like many causes are more complex, and that doesn't correlate with the existence of the universe.
No, but we are talking about two
JK.
absolute. Yeah.
Okay, where does that did you search it on GPT?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but probably like it didn't give you the name of what it was trying to reason. It's called Occam's razor, but believe
Yeah.
me, it's using
Occam's
it
razor.
in the wrong way. Okay, but this is
So
not the
it's
same
simply
case.
stating.
You're trying to explain something already really complex, which is the universe.
Hmm.
So when there is something very complex, you cannot go and say that, oh, the answer is very simple.
No, I'm not saying the answer is very simple. I'm saying it's higher that that there is one uncaused cause compared
No,
to there
yeah,
is
but it
multiple
doesn't
uncaused
work.
cause.
It doesn't work like that.
It does not make the answer simple because the uncaused
Uh,
cause is more complex than the universe itself,
no, it,
which
it
we know.
makes like it's simpler compared to multiple causes, but like again,
Yes.
there's no correlation between the cause and the universe. So like, then you have to find a correlation, okay? And there's no correlation in what you're saying. Like, yeah, you compare one cause, many causes, and one cause is simpler than many causes. Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that answer is true when it comes to universe. You can't use the logic there
Why?
because universe is something already complex.
Well, most of the things are complex until we
Yeah,
make it simple.
until you make it simple. Does that mean even until
Okay,
you make
so
it simple?
to make a fire is simple, but if you make a fire 2000 years back or 4000 years back, it was complex.
I'm sorry, like I don't see any logic there.
So give me an example, things which are
I'll
simple.
give you like an example, like making a chair
Uh-huh.
and check the cause, and making a skyscraper, check the causes. So which one
Yeah,
is simpler?
of course, making a chair.
Making a
But
chair, and
that
making
does
a
not
chair
mean
has a simple cause, right?
it depends how you make a chair.
Like imagine just it's wood,
Hmm.
okay? So which one has a simpler cause, the chair or skyscraper?
Of course, a skyscraper.
Skyscraper has a simpler cause.
No, sorry. I meant complex.
Yeah, more complex. So when things become more complex, then they have more complex causes, right?
Hmm.
And especially when you make it even more complex, you have multiple causes even. So saying that there's one cause for skyscraper doesn't make sense at all, even. So and universe is more complex, then we can suggest even more causes for the universe, logically.
Yeah, but we are agreeing on that the absolute cause is more complex than the universe itself.
Absolute cause? Why it's one?
Just for the sake, it can be two,
What do you
but
mean
let's
for
say
the
just
sake? Like there's no such a
okay. You
thing.
can okay. Let's take two absolute causes. Are those two absolute causes more complex than the universe itself or not?
It can be, yeah. It can be.
It can be. It is.
Yeah, but what about 10 billion causes together? Which is more complex, the universe or the 10 billion causes together?
10 billion causes of like what? Are you talking 10 billion uncaused cause
Yeah,
or just
uncaused causes, yeah.
yeah, they're more complex.
They're more complex than the universe. Okay, so what? Yeah.
So, but that does not mean the higher the complexity, correlates to
But
multiple uncaused cause.
but that's what we observe in the universe.
No, we do not observe that
I
higher
just
the
gave you the
complexity of
example.
the universe. No,
I
we do
gave you
not
the
observe.
example. Skyscraper versus chair.
Yeah, we observe this in the universe, but does not relate to uncaused cause. It relates to the
Okay.
caused,
You don't
all the
know
causes.
you don't know how unclosed causes are working, so you can't also reason through there.
Yeah,
You don't know
I'm not
that.
denying that, but
Yeah,
I'm saying this.
then what we have causes, okay, and we have complexity,
Mhm.
and when complexity increases, we see more causes for it, and then when we apply the same thing, okay, universe is more complex, let's have more causes, and you're saying, oh, wait a second, one
No,
cause makes more
because
sense, it's
let
more
me let
probabilistic,
because
based on what?
okay, the skyscraper is complex because it requires many things for it to be come into existence. However, let's say
Okay.
1,000
James,
years.
let
Mhm.
let me make it very simple, okay?
Okay.
Occam's razor says when you make less assumptions, okay, one,
Mhm.
two, three, four, five, okay, or when you make one assumption, that's kind of works better. This is the probability in Occam's razor, okay?
Mhm.
Uh, if you're talking about the same thing. So like making less assumptions is more logical, and that's not like pure mathematical conclusion, by the way, okay?
Yeah.
So you should understand it like it's kind of intuitive, okay?
Yeah.
That's not precise maths or logic here.
Yeah, it comes into
But let's
philosophy.
let's like, accept that, okay? No problem with Occam's razor, okay? It's used in many fields. But saying that there's one cause of this universe is one assumption, okay? And
Mhm.
when you look at another assumption, okay, oh, wait a second. There are multiple causes of this universe. This is also one assumption, okay? Like
Mhm.
one assumption versus one assumption. It's not one assumption versus five assumptions. So you missed this point here. So our assumptions are like you are assuming that universe has one cause. Okay. My
Mhm.
assumption is the universe has multiple causes. Still one assumption. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm making one assumption. So we're equal. And you can't say like probabilistically my assumption is better than yours according to Occam's. No, that doesn't follow.
Okay, so I'll agree, but it's much simple to explain and understand.
No, it's not simple. I mean, when you say it's simple, again, it's like I believe it's simpler to explain. Hey, the more complexity, more causes. I think this is simpler than your
No, this
explanation.
is it depends upon the ability of the cause or the uncast
Ability
cause.
of like you don't know the
Yeah.
ability of the causes.
Okay.
You're assuming.
Let me give you an example. So, if you have to create a file by yourself, you have to take out the wood. You have to do a lot of things. If you just do it manually without using technology, you have to do it by yourself. Otherwise, if you take the other case, you can just light a lighter, simple, and you can have a fire. Although the cause of the lighter is multiple, however, but that becomes one just it is the absolute cause for the
Like,
fire.
still, like for the fire, you need someone and the lighter. Two causes, two things as a cause.
Yeah, but the absolute cause is the mind who's coming into action.
I will say absolute cause is the lighter. Like with through your mind, you cannot create fire. You need the lighter. Just sit,
Yeah.
think about the fire. You will not make a fire. Okay, you cannot. You need the lighter.
Yeah, you need a lighter, but you have a lighter because you made it at some
Okay,
point of
yeah,
time.
you made the lighter through many components, right?
Yeah.
So if there's no matter, you cannot make a lighter. Also, still, like for the existence of lighter, you need a lot of things together.
Okay, let's simplify this in a very simple manner. I'm not going to take in like this stupid examples. So as a universe as a whole, everything that is in this universe, My assumption, as you stated earlier, was created by one uncast cause, and your assumption is there is possibly could be more than one uncast cause. So, what do you think that this universe, everything in this universe, is only could be created by two uncast cause?
5, 10, 1 million, 10 billion? I don't know. Or maybe
Yeah,
one or three.
but why does it have to be more than one?
Why does it have to be less than two, less than three, less than four, less than five?
Because the absolute cause for everything is just one.
Give me an example. And
Okay.
what does it mean absolute cause? Or you should also define that.
Okay. So there might be multiple small causes to cause a fire, but you need a man to cause a fire.
Okay, that doesn't mean man is the absolute. Like, how you say that
In the
man
intention
is the
that we have,
absolute?
in the intention that we have to create a fire.
So that means absolute cause.
Yeah. Because if we do not come, if we do not
Okay,
act,
okay,
then
okay. So like what is like the lighter is what here? What kind of cause?
it's a supporting cause. It's not the
Supporting cause. Okay, no problem. So
yeah.
to be able to create a fire, you need one supporting cause, you need one absolute cause, and you need oxygen. This is also something, let's say,
Mhm.
another supporting cause. So we have three different kind of causes here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's call oxygen like a natural cause, okay?
Yeah.
The three different kind of causes. Still you have
But
three causes.
three supporting causes.
Doesn't matter. Three different
Yeah,
causes
it
here.
doesn't. Yeah, it
And
doesn't
one
matter.
is
But
absolute, one is supporting, the other one is natural. Okay? So what?
the
Still
natural
you have
cause is
three.
also a supporting cause.
Doesn't matter. Still you have three causes. You need three causes.
Yeah. Now let's say these three causes are independent. Right now, in this situation, these three
Good.
causes are independent.
Uncaused.
Okay.
Let's say that they're uncaused. Okay?
No, no, no. Independent as in that the man has to rely on oxygen and the lighter to cause a
And so,
however, okay, so in this situation, the man has to rely on these external
yeah,
causes.
without oxygen, he cannot create the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
However, if a man has the ability to light the fire by himself without any other cause, does not that guy does not need a lighter, a wood, oxygen,
If that's the
anything.
case, if that's
Yeah.
the case,
If that's the
this
case,
is
yeah.
this is just like just gymnastics, JP, right? So you don't
Because
know.
at the end,
Okay,
what we yeah.
JP, listen to me. Even if there is one cause of this universe, which is uncaused, you don't know the abilities of that cause. You don't know that. Okay, so then
We
there's
can
no need
derive
to
it from the
entertain.
creation of this
There's
universe.
no need to entertain what are the properties of that one cause. No need to do that. Okay, because you don't have any evidence for that. Maybe that one cause doesn't have necessary properties. Maybe other uncles things they have those properties, but that's how we have those things or the universe. So you don't know. I don't know also.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
Okay.
However, but it's much simpler that there is one absolute cause than having multiple absolute causes.
Still,
That's
you
simple.
didn't give the numbers again. You're just saying that it's more probable and
No, I'm not saying it's more probable. I'm saying it's much simpler.
simpler. Like you can imagine in your mind, but that doesn't mean that's the case. Like I
Yeah,
can say it's simpler to travel from point A to B by teleporting. It's simpler. But that doesn't mean that's the case. You understand that?
yeah, yeah.
Good.
So I'm not denying that. But at the end, we have to come into conclusion based on what eventually we'll have a bias of. Right? We cannot come into conclusive.
You don't have
Uh,
to.
yeah, no, we cannot. Like we don't have to, right? But we cannot.
I know
In
that.
the case of existence of God, we cannot,
Many
no matter how
people
scientific it
many
was. Yeah.
people come, but that doesn't mean that conclusion is true. But yeah, probably some people are true about their conclusions. So if someone concludes that there's no God, maybe that person is right without knowing.
So let me ask you: Are you atheist or are you agnostic?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
So I would understand when you say you're agnostic. Um, but why, as an atheist, does it not contradict?
No, it doesn't contradict. An atheist doesn't believe a God exists, and I don't have a belief that a God exists, so that makes me an atheist.
So an atheist, believe that there is no God.
That's hard
Simple.
atheist, yeah. That's simple also, but that's hard atheist. But I'm not
A
hard
belief
atheist.
that there is no God. A belief that there is no God. That's atheist.
Hard atheist. I'm gonna
Ha,
underline hard atheist.
hmm
So there are two types of atheism: hard and soft.
And soft atheism is that you do not believe in
A
the
God
belief that there
exists.
is no God.
Yeah, you don't believe a God exists. Yeah.
Wait a second. You do not believe that God exists, or you do not believe in the belief that God exists.
No, it's not not believing in the belief. It's just not believing a God exists.
So that's a hard atheist, right?
No, that's not. That's soft atheism. But if you believe that there's no God, or if you believe that God doesn't exist, that's hard atheism. Yeah.
What's the difference? In both cases, you're not
Okay.
believing.
Okay. Like the difference is the soft one is a person who's not holding a belief that a God exists or that a God doesn't exist. They don't have the belief for both statements. God exists is a statement, right?
Uh-huh.
So, and the soft atheist doesn't have that belief. Okay. God doesn't exist is another statement. The soft atheist doesn't hold that belief also.
But in both, the conclusion at the end is that both do not believe in God.
Like technically, yeah, they don't believe a God exists, so that's
So,
why they're
if the
atheists.
conclusion is the same, so there's no difference.
What do you mean? Like there's no conclusion. Like these are either like one have a belief, the other one doesn't have a belief. Okay, but technically both they don't believe a God exists. But one
So if one does
plus
not have a belief, how can he have a belief at the end?
like I didn't say like they have a belief in this one. Like the soft atheist doesn't have a belief. Yeah, that's true.
Then how can he eventually believe that there is no God?
No, they don't believe there's no God. You can't say that they believe there's no God. That's not their position. You misunderstand that.
Okay, let me simplify. Premise one for a hard atheist, that they believe there is no God.
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
okay, what's the premise one for a soft atheist?
They don't believe a God exists.
And what's the difference in both premises? They are the same.
One believes, the other don't believe.
One believe, a hard atheist believe that there is no God, and a soft atheist does not believe there is a God.
Yeah, and does not
Both,
believe
both are
that
the same
God
things.
doesn't exist.
Both are the same things. It's just
Technically, they're
words.
not, but anyway.
Yeah, but the meaning of those both, the meaning of those sentences
James,
is
James,
yeah.
that's a very side topic. We don't have to discuss on that, okay? So,
Okay.
like, seemingly you don't understand. It's okay, no problem. We don't have to
Mhm.
argue on that, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm an atheist who doesn't believe a God exists. That's all.
So my I would say my reason for asking this question, were you an atheist or agnostic, is that are you open to the conclusion that there might be no uncaused cost,
Sure.
or there might be
I'm
one
a,
uncaused cost, or there might be multiple uncaused? Are you open to all of these scenarios, or are you just open to
there.
one scenario that there
Oh,
is?
James,
Yeah.
I'm more open to many scenarios, way more than any believer on the planet, okay?
So how are you an atheist then? You would be an agnostic
Yeah,
then.
how I am an atheist because I'm not holding a belief that a God exists. That's how I'm an atheist. I don't
You are
have the
holding a
belief,
belief
which is
that God does not
no,
exist.
I don't have such a belief. I explained that clearly, but you didn't understand that. I don't hold that belief. I said clearly. So God exists, God doesn't exist. These are two statements, and they're different statements, right? God exists, God doesn't exist. And I don't have both beliefs. Okay?
hmm
Period. And
So, mhm.
yeah.
But
So
if you
if
do not have a belief that God exists, then you're not an atheist.
fuck it, James.
Okay, but you are at the end
Okay.
open to,
I'm
but
an
you're at the
atheist.
end open. But at the end, you're open to the idea that there might be a one uncast cause or multiple
There
uncast
might be a God, there might be Jesus Christ, there might be
cause.
Allah, okay? There might be other gods. There might be many different creators of this universe which don't have a cause. There might be billions of creators of this universe which don't have a cause. There might be trillions of creators which have causes, and those causes might not have causes. Okay,
Yeah.
like there are
Multiple
endless
scenarios.
options, yeah, for me that I can say, okay, maybe that's the case, but I don't know whether that's the case or not, and I don't believe that's the case because I don't have good evidence to believe that that's the case. That doesn't mean
But
that's
we do
not the
not have
case.
good
Okay,
evidence for in either one, right?
that's why I don't say God exists or God doesn't exist.
Yeah. But you hold on to that belief
Which one?
that God does not exist.
Fuck, James.
I'm just
I
irritating you,
said
right?
false. That what you said is false. Okay, I didn't say that. I never said that. Okay,
It's
no
fine.
need
It's
to
fine.
argue on that because
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like you don't see that. It's okay, and that's a side
Yeah,
topic.
yeah. It's kind of confusing for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That the
Okay, well,
definition of
let
hard
me
atheist and soft atheist.
let me give you like simple example. Then maybe
Mhm,
you can understand my position better, or you can understand that there's no contradiction. Okay, so
mhm,
let's say that there's a those kind of mathematical problems in the exams. Okay,
mhm,
but let's assume there are just only two options, A and B.
mhm.
So what's the logical conclusion? Right? Either A is true or
Yeah,
B.
50-50.
Yeah, right? Either
Yeah.
A is true or B. But I say, hey, James, I don't know the fucking answer.
Mhm.
And you're saying, okay, no problem. But do you think option A is true? I say, don't think, man. How can I think option A is true? Because I don't know. I didn't understand the question. I don't know anything in my mind. Like it doesn't ring any bells in my mind. So I can't say option A is true. I don't believe option A is true, but that doesn't mean I believe option B is true. So if you ask me the same questions, I will say the same things for option B. Do you believe option B is true? No,
But
I
that's a
don't believe.
classical
That
case.
doesn't mean it's false. That doesn't mean I believe it's false. So I
So
just
you
don't
both.
know what is the answer, and I don't
Yeah.
believe A is true, or I don't believe A is false. I don't believe B is true. I don't believe B is false.
Yeah. So, but you perfectly defined the case for agnosticism. This is a case for agnosticism.
When you say I don't believe A is true, okay, A is a statement, right?
Mhm.
For let's say the statement is God exists. When I say I don't believe this is true, so how can you say that I'm a believer?
If you
Okay. Either
if
I
you're
am a
taking A
believer,
into isolation,
JP,
then yeah.
JP. Either I am a believer of God or not, right? Any other
Mhm.
option? Do you see? Do you see
You
any
don't know.
other option?
You don't know.
No, it's like no, knowing is another verb. Believe and not believe. Like belief is just one action, right?
You have the option say A, you either believe
No, no,
you
no.
have.
JP.
So, uh-huh.
Atheism and theism is about believing and not believing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no third option. Like either you're a believer or not, right?
Yeah.
Either like when you say I don't know, still you can be a believer or not a believer. Still, it doesn't change. But either you
If you
believe or
don't know,
not.
how can you be a believer? Because you don't, since you don't know, you cannot rely on, you cannot have a bias on any on sides, any sides.
People believe in many things without knowing things, right?
Well, if you have zero knowledge
But
about it,
anyway,
how can
yeah.
you have? How can you have a bias
People
on it?
just choose to believe in things for many
Yeah,
reasons. They have intuitions, they have feelings. They say, I have the feeling, that's why I believe. I don't know whether that's the case or not, but I believe that's the case. They say that.
hmm
You should check them. And but anyway, like,
it's fine. Okay. So, my last question to you would be the way that you've stated your explanations as to multiple uncaused causes. I don't think anybody there would be anyone who can kind of convince you for the existence of God, because it's much complex, and to come into a conclusion with such complex explanations, I think it's difficult.
oh, technically it's easy if a God exists, James. I
Yeah,
mean,
if you say like if God comes in, just just shows us, is that
yeah,
what you say?
yeah. Like if God decides to prove himself, like when I
hmm
say God, I mean the general God, like
Yeah.
Abrahamic gods or Hindu gods, that
hmm
they can create things, right? Big things like the universe. So if there's such a God, that should be that must be very easy for him to show evidence for me, right? For example, I believe like the Christian God can create things right instantly. For example, if I say I need a cup of tea on my table right now, I think this God can do that, right?
hmm
Let's pray. Let's pray. Hey, Christian God, if you're out there, you must know that. Probably you know that. I really want to believe in you, and probably you're all knowing. If that the claim is true, if you're all knowing, then you must know that I am gonna believe if you give me this miracle. Okay, that was a praying.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
If that
uh,
happens, then I'm gonna
you would
believe the
believe.
Christian God. Yeah.
Okay. So, can I extend onto it saying this prayer is genuine? Okay. Maybe you could do this 1 minute each day.
Each day.
I'm not. I'm as for you to genuinely ask who the God is, and he can, or he or she can reveal himself to you. Maybe she or she does not reveal to you today, tonight, tomorrow,
Mm.
maybe 1 month from now, but it depends on your persistence of asking this question continually.
Okay, what if it doesn't happen? That means it was because of me, James?
If it does not happen in your lifetime and you continue to uh,
That means that was
ask this
because of
question every single time,
my
no, not, then you would
inability.
be, no, then you would be right on in your assumptions,
Oh, well, I don't
because
have
because
assumptions.
you because you genuinely or believe whatever it is,
I don't have
you
assumptions. I randomly pray. That's not an assumption. Like
no,
I
no,
say, okay,
in your understanding that there is God or not.
okay.
So
But,
if you
even if it doesn't work, I wouldn't say, "Oh, yeah, God doesn't exist." I wouldn't say that. So, well, what if God doesn't want to do that? Like, if there's a God, God doesn't think
okay,
it's necessary for me to believe. Yeah, maybe he
no, no,
knows that I'm gonna believe if he shows me that evidence, but maybe
okay.
he thinks that's unnecessary. Maybe that's why he's not showing that.
So there are two scenarios: that there God exists, Christian God exists, and Christian God does not exist. And all the days of your life, you pray, let's say, for 1 minute for a kind of revelation. And in the case that God does not exist, of course, you would not get that revelation. You would never get a revelation because God does not exist. How in case B, a Christian God exists, and you pray, but you never get a revelation. So in that, when you die and uh, assuming there is judgment day and all that stuff, you have a claim for yourself. Okay, I asked for your revelation, you never gave it to me.
Oh, don't worry, I have that. I
Okay,
asked revelation from any possible god. They didn't give it to me. It was like doesn't matter which god exists out there
just hold
when
on,
we die.
just hold on to that thought each day. That's a good
Don't
thought.
worry,
Hold on
James.
to that.
Like we pray every day here for any possible god. They still didn't answer. And
That's
and
lovely.
and James, yeah. Like I will use that if that's the
Yeah.
case. Okay, if there's an afterlife, I will say, "Fuck, man, you knew it." Like I was praying
Yeah.
all the day, so you didn't
Yeah.
answer. That's your problem now.
Yeah. But if eventually you get a revelation, then you got an answer. I think this is the the only and genuine way to get a revelation from God. And you would be nowhere wrong on yourself on it.
Okay, so you believe that we can get revelations?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you sold like how you figured out like how to get a revelation?
No, there's no secret way to get a revelation. I think it's genuinely from your heart seeking God, and the day is decided by God when He chooses to reveal it to
Yeah,
you.
but
I think.
James, I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying, but you should be really careful when you talk to other people in that manner because that like inside what you're saying, like there are a lot of hidden excuses that people might think, hey, wait a second, God is
Mhm.
not really revealing himself to me, so it must be me who has the problem.
No,
So
no, I wouldn't say that.
you wouldn't say that, but like that there are some implications inside that speech. Some people can understand it easily in that way.
It's a let's say I would say to them simply it's a 1 minute task. You can simply even not a 1 minute, a 30-second task. You can simply ask for a revelation from God each day. There is no problem from your sin, your end. Don't make yourself guilty that you're not sincere. If you know that you're sincere, then you know you're sincere. You're not guilty of it.
So if you're sincere, there's no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's a relief for the non-believers or even believers. Hey
Yeah,
James, how are
because
you
if
doing?
there is God, then yeah, he and if we genuinely ask for revelation and we are persistent on it, then yeah, he should give some revelations to us. That's my
Yeah,
belief. Yeah.
yeah, he shouldn't be stingy. Yeah,
Yeah.
James, how are you doing? How was your live?
Oh, it went good. 2.5 hours, and I could have went for another 2 or 3, but I thought, well, I'll take a break. So I came over here and saw you going. So,
That was only you who was speaking.
oh yeah. I usually go for anywhere between 5 and 8 hours. I just talk. You can't shut me up.
Oh my god!
So, but I want to take the time to agree with the other James Paul here. I agree. Magic Daddy is totally the real.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Hey, if he wasn't real, how could he hide so well? Huh?
Okay.
That's me stumping the atheists. The atheists.
Okay. Ouch. Senator. Oh, it's the same senator from yesterday? Maybe. I'm not sure. We had a senator yesterday, and he was a different senator. Okay, like this will be the last room, and these are my last minutes for your information, guys. I would like to join earlier, but I couldn't.
Oh, these are your last minutes?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
shit, I got dibs on your computer. You got any other good stuff before you go?
What?
I know you're gonna die today. It's heavy stuff, man.
Okay. Mm, let's see who's active on YouTube. I see Tabula, now moderator. Thank you so much. So much. And we had Space Pirate. Thanks for being here, Space Pirate. Can't speak. Thanks for visiting us. Can't speak. Can't speak is very active on Taco's channel. You guys can check it if you don't know. It's a very good channel.
Oh, breakfast taco?
Yeah, Breakfast Taco.
Yeah. He's good.
And Advert, man. Thanks for being here. And this, wow, I don't know. Let me check this. Justin was here. Okay. Thanks for being here. And we had Platypus Owner. Okay. Music by Brian. Thank you for being here. And we had Just a Normal Gamer. Okay. Thanks for being here, Gamer. Senator, thanks for visiting back. Nanology, thanks for being here. Paul Rothwell, he is a very consistent visitor also. Thanks, Paul. And int, no, it's in and out. Why it was so hard to pronounce that. Thanks for being here. And James, thanks. And Paul, thanks. And Julie, thank you so much.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
And it's a nice platform.
James, thanks for joining also. Like, it's nice to have you. And thanks for your politeness also. Thank you so much.
Yeah, same ways.
Um,
All right. It's midnight from my end, technically, so I'm gonna go to sleep.
okay.
All right. Have a nice day, guys.
Good one. Have a good
Yeah.
dream.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Cool. Like yesterday, we had very cool speakers, James, and today, I believe, that's the case also.
That's always nice when it happens.
Yeah. Also, thanks for having us. Thanks for being here, Space Pirate. A lot more trollish on Taco's channel, though. It is a lot more trollish. Enjoy it here, lawyer attitude. Thanks for being here, Kent. Okay. Yep. So what else? I don't know. And what was your topic, James?
Oh, so I was responding to a Christian apologist who had he tried to argue that objective or morality is objective and that we can prove and verify objective morality through data and logic without any theological commitments or assumptions. And that was his stream. And it was just absolute utter BS. And so I did a stream where I talked about how I know that's utter BS. And that was it.
Okay. Here's on James' channel. YouTubers.
Appreciate that. It was interesting coming in at the very last minute with your Muslim guest there. He was nice. I got to give him credit for that. But, it seems like most of the Muslim talking points these days, they just stole from Christians. Like, hey, that sounds useful. We're going to use that now, too.
You're talking about which Muslim guy?
The James guy, the James Paul, or whatever his name was.
I think he was not Muslim.
Oh, he wasn't Muslim? What
Yeah.
was he?
Do you have a plan for changing the time? I think he was from, I don't know. Probably he was Hindu, maybe? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was Muslim. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but they all circulate that same old tired stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like if you spend at least 30 seconds a day for the rest of your life hoping desperately that there's a God, eventually you'll come to believe that there's a God. I'm like, yeah, of course you will. You're gonna psych yourself into it desperately, emotionally until it works. Yeah, you can manipulate yourself, sure. And then what's the proof of God after that? Well, you get a feeling, you get a burning in your bosom, get a feeling in your very soul. Lovely.
Senator, like, sure, like, we have other topics, like we talk about morality, we talk about afterlife, soul, and, it relates to sometimes consciousness and some other related topics also, but mainly it's going around God's existence. Yeah, they're very connected. Yeah, what else? What else? What else? What else? Let me check. Dr. Bell's debate chat status. Unfortunately, I don't have much time, VibeCon. Or, no, it was Space Pirate. Yeah. I wish I could have more time to check other channels. Nowadays, I just dedicate myself to my own channel. I just, 5, 10 minutes sometimes I check. Or when I'm about to sleep, I just check other channels, see what's going on there. But I don't have much time. Oh, Scam. Maybe he's composing another song. Um, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna leave, guys. Thank you again for being here. Thank you so much, Julie, James, and
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah.
Paul couldn't speak today. Probably he was busy, but anyway.
It happens.
Yeah. Here's a link. I don't know if you want to type or if you don't have any other channels to see right now live. You can join this link and just type or speak whatever you want. We have such kind of luxury. If you join earlier, you can get co-ownership or even ownership. Yeah, Senator, don't worry, don't worry. Tomorrow, I'm not promising, but the other day probably I will be here. So, yeah, I'll try to be here active frequently. Anyway, okay. Uh, then take care, all. Bye bye.
Peace.
Yeah, peace out.